Hello and welcome to Dice Friends. This and everything we do is brought to you by you and your kind support of our Patreon at patreon.com/loadingreadyrun. And this episode of Bylaw and Order is also brought to you by Dragon Shield. You can check out their selection of board game sleeves, companion folios, and other great tabletop gaming accessories at dragonshield.com. And if you're looking to run your own Ravnica adventures, this is a great time to mention our affiliate link with DriveThruRPG. You can go to lrr.cc/DriveThruRPG, and anything you buy, such as your own Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica, helps us out. Thank you, and enjoy the show. Since the Omen Pass opened, it has quickly become common knowledge in the multiplanar tourism community that Ravnica is considered a can't-miss destination, and is indeed the first plane that many travelers opt to visit. There are 3 reasons for this. First, compared to many other places, Ravnica is affordable. Backpackers can always access food, lodging, and a uniquely sex-positive brand of evangelism at the Selesnya Conclave. Second, misadventures, while common, are rarely permanently fatal. But the third and almost certainly most important reason is that while there are countless worlds where you can traverse seemingly endless expanses of breathtaking wilderness and scrabble up impossible mountains while marveling at awe at enormous strange beasts, there are very few places where you can spend an afternoon drinking coffee and not actively be hunted by an enormous strange beast. The citizens of Ravnica enjoy plenty of leisure time, and the city offers them an abundance of ways to fill it. Books are plentiful and range from the lurid to the luridly erotic, and there are a huge variety of sporting events to watch and or wager on. The Ravnican independent music scene is in a particularly fruitful period, with new bands springing up daily, all intent on redefining what can even be considered music. Perhaps relatedly, there is also an enormous variety of psychedelics that are readily available and in a constant state of improvement and refinement. When we last left our party, they had made a vital breakthrough in their investigations on the Omen Hiker's Guide to the Multiverse, discovering that it had been printed at the Kapitsa Dirac University Press and that someone vaguely described as wearing a dark hood had picked it up. This, of course, had brought them no closer to finding out who killed after-sausage magnate Hyrobium Spazabom, despite the fact that they've been hired to do so by a powerful alliance of clients, and that his children are growing increasingly distressed by the day.
Add a stress point to it all.
Excuse us.
Yeah.
It's been 3 days.
We're doing our best.
It has been slightly longer than 3 days.
Oh, God.
It has been. So, in fact, that was the point of Vogas and Chesha's stupid talk, where they said, this is decreasing by half. This is decreasing by half. Day 1, you've had, is when your sample was at the biggest. It had halved 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. So it's actually 5 days since you discovered the body.
Not even a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, you haven't found the murderer yet, but I think that you guys are doing a really good job, honestly.
God, wait till this goes to trial and just takes like 3 years.
I was going to say, it's going to get all, mussed up in the legal system. Mm-hmm. Bureaucracy.
That's why I left.
Erotic literature.
How was your shower, Slock?
Erotic literature.
We call that graffiti.
Oh, it's the name of the soap that I use.
Oh, what's it smell like?
Erotic literature.
Great, yeah, I don't know why I asked.
Good grief. Well, so you're standing currently in the lobby of the Mycology Institute, and you're at Kapitsa Dirac, and you've had sort of a fruitful morning. It's after lunchtime, we'll say. Mm-hmm. Do you want to continue? Do you want to go for lunch? What do you want to do?
Well, I mean,
If we're here, we might as well talk to Dr. Plax.
Yeah, how far away? Like, we're in like the greenhouse area, right?
Yeah, all you literally have to do is just walk to the back and go to the annex.
To the greenhouse?
To the wall.
All right, so you muster up out.
Please don't run down these halls.
No, there's like a tripping hazard. It's like a mushroom like wiping
Yes,
out. So you're in here and you go let's just go to Dr. Plack. So you follow the signs directing you to the Institute's new addition, which is it's a whimsical collection of greenhouses and labs, which surely presented quite a challenge to see it tastefully integrated with the historic house. And as you enter, it becomes clear that whoever was involved in that design process was not up to the task. The hallway, as you leave this beautiful historic mansion, just sort of turns abruptly right, becomes a 3-foot-long ramp, and then ends in a heavy-duty door marked Greenhouse Annex, and a sign bolted to it reads "Fungus inside!" ! But in like a serious font, so you're not quite sure if it's supposed to be whimsical or not.
I'm pretty sure every campus has one of these sorts of buildings.
Yeah.
Where you just get like 3 design companies to mash together something.
What's the font look like?
It's like a square, like kind of like industrial font.
Oh, like is this just written in like impact?
Yeah, sure.
like meme.
Not meme. We'll say
More of an
it's a
stencil?
Helvetical bold.
Okay. all right.
Fungus inside. Bottom text.
I mean, there's probably some memes like that somewhere on university campus.
Yeah.
The Bottom Text Institute.
That's a different.
Yeah.
That's the communications department.
I think that'd be the theater department, right?
Texture bottoms. It's been a while.
Yeah, I mean the comms department. They try not to make comms students write anything.
That does not match up with my lived experience.
All right, so you guys are all just going to go in?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Upon opening this door, you find yourselves in a kind of unimpressive looking antechamber, and there's a variety of orange and green suits hanging on pegs. The suits all have like name tags on them. There's hairnets and like little like booties that you can put on, and some first aid kits and like bottles of Bactine and stuff like that. There's also another one of those university historical information plaques, and this one's really big. It notes that this edition was designed by the legendary Izzet League hyper-conjectural landscape architect Culpability Brown in 9984, and it goes into intense detail. Anyhow, beside that, there's also a map of the annex that's taped to the wall. Good. And each greenhouse is a big rectangular thing. And they're about 200 feet long, and they have varying degrees of ceiling height. And for some reason, the person who designed this has decided to put them all together in a long chain. And it kind of looks like, I don't know, a coil of sausages, maybe.
Oh, weird.
Straight sausage.
Maybe I should take the map so we know where we're going.
Well, it's like bolted to the wall.
Oh,
No, you
sorry,
should take it.
Well, you said it was taped.
Oh, taped. All right, fine. It's taped to the wall. You can take down their map.
I will take the map so that we know where we're going.
All right. Do you want to? Yeah. It's a pretty straightforward map. It's basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Does everybody remember where Plax was?
No.
No. And importantly, does it have a "You Are Here" mark on it?
You are in the antechamber that is beside number 1.
But does the map itself have like a "You Are Here" on it?
Well, it would have. It has a "You Are Here" that labels the antechamber. That will not. That will not move as you advance
for you
through.
to know that as you advance through this change, it's going to say that's where we were.
Right. Yes. Yeah. It's not going to
the
update.
map knows where
it's not
you
gonna
were.
update. Yeah. As we're going along.
Nog knows where it is because it knows where it isn't.
I don't think that's an unreasonable question to ask in a magical society, though.
Fair.
That's true. Honestly, it's surprising that it doesn't live update. Are the rooms like green or red depending on if we've looted anything in there?
And no, they're all just kind of like hashed.
Universities are chronically underfunded.
That's true. Well, maybe in that case I shouldn't take their map.
It's off the wall now.
Put the map back.
So
I'm trying to
Just
smooth
a
it
little,
back up.
just like slightly askew.
Yeah. It's at like a 12 degree.
So Dr. Plax wanted us to meet him in the greenhouse.
Yeah.
And this is clearly like a biohazard area or something that you don't want to be tracking other things through.
They have a system for that.
Okay, is that system flagged or marked for us at all?
No.
Great.
Perfect.
I guess they don't care.
Nobody gave you instructions that you had to do anything.
A lot of fancy suits here, but back in my day, we didn't need any of that. Just
There are
lock it in and-
there's a sink you can wash your hands. There's booties you can put on your feet.
I will put booties on my feet.
I'll put some booties on
I'll
my
put
feet.
booties on.
All right.
Were there full-blown suits?
There are, but they all have other people's name tags on them.
But they're not used,
I
though.
mean, they're not. Would any of them fit Slock?
You can find one that fits you.
I'll put one on, too.
Slock finds
Okay.
one and puts it on.
Is the one that fits a goblin?
I'll say there's one that fits you pretty okay.
Okay.
Are you you're particularly small for a goblin, right?
I'm on the shortest
well,
side.
it's going to be a bit long on you because you're just a short goblin.
tie off the arms, the legs.
Is it like a over the head?
No. It's a goblin-sized suit, but it's like for somebody who might be a couple inches taller. than
Right.
you.
But is it like fully encompassing?
No, it's like a jumpsuit.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And there's some hairnets if anybody wants to. I didn't ask for art of this because
So this is food prep style, not
Yeah,
not
okay.
microchip.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not going to dig around in anything, but I'll take booties and a hairnet, I guess.
yeah, all right.
I don't feel like getting spores in my hair.
I'll pocket about 10 hairnets.
Okay, you can have as many hairnets as you want, but you have to be responsible for tracking that you have them.
I absolutely will.
Okay.
What's the name on my suit?
What is the name on your suit?
Oh,
Wow, a hard parry.
Jeff Lee Pimbles.
Jeff Lee Pimbles. All right. Does Jeff Lee Pimbles keep his suit in good condition?
It seems like it's really nice, but it is definitely too big for me. So it's kind of like when you have like one of those onesies that has like it's a bit too long, so the socks just kind of flop.
Yeah. So you
What's
got
it smell like?
what's
Mushrooms, okay. Fungi.
Fungi.
We're in the mushroom
no.
greenhouse.
So this is Jeff Lee Pimbles. What's your name? According to the suit.
Harry Net the Spy.
Harry Net the Spy.
The Spy.
The Spy.
The spy.
I'm going to
The
say
Spy.
this one might be written in pen where a name tag should go.
Yes.
Great.
All right. Anybody else want to take anything?
Are there any mushrooms that we can grab?
Not right now. You're
Okay.
just you're in a fairly clean sort of by 98 standards. Pretty.
Get ready for an environment full of free spores.
You had me at free.
All right. So you.
Most things have been free for you because you keep making me expense everything.
Yeah, and it's great.
You also have an expense account to the Chamber of Commerce. Why aren't you using yours?
Oh, I am, just not on anything that we're doing here.
Oh, okay.
Great.
Double dip. I love it. Mm-hmm. Anyhow, so the greenhouse door number 1 is labeled common species. And you open the door, and it looks basically what you would imagine a building stuffed to the rafters with 20-foot tall mutant mushrooms would look like. But there are also rows upon rows of smaller, less aggressive-looking mushrooms being grown here as well. There's 2 Institute staff in orange and green jumpsuits like the ones that Slock and Nog are wearing, sort of at the back, and they're working about 30 feet away from you, and they just see 2 people in jumpsuits and wave, and they go, "Who is that?" But then they go, "Eh." And then they just keep doing like this. It looks like they're brushing and misting and grooming this mushroom.
I don't want to get in on that.
Do you want to go and walk over?
I'll
Sure.
walk over to them and just ask, we have an appointment with Dr. Plax.
Oh yeah. Oh, and they'll say, "Oh, Dr. Plax. Yeah, he's in greenhouse number 6."
Thank you.
All right. And then as you turn, one of the people catches a snag in the mushroom's fur, and it goes blah, 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 and it reaches down and grabs the 2 people that were grooming it, picks them up by the ankles, and starts shaking them.
The
And they go-
mushroom's
and they go,
alive!
Help! Get us down! Help! Use the mushrooms! Ah! And they try to point to a tray of mushrooms beside you, but they can't tell which ones they're trying to point at. But you can see
Okay.
that there's a big table with 4 different kinds of mushrooms on it.
I realize the situation that has been put before us.
Yeah.
I'll have the one labeled "Eat Me."
Okay, roll me a d4.
4.
This is wood ear mushroom. Your ears,
Uh-oh.
your ears burn slightly, and they are now covered in a spongy wood.
I'm making with my 20 a nature check on these mushrooms.
All right, don't eat the one that Cameron ate or that Avenir ate. It doesn't do anything except make your hearing bad for about an hour.
I rolled a 2.
You rolled a 2? Okay, you get Orium meganium. It is very similar to the one next to it, but it has a bigger cap. And the bigger cap is important because when you eat it, it has the effect of enlarge on all creatures that eat it. So you grow 1 class size and now get an advantage on strength checks, and your weapons deal an extra 1d4 damage.
Oh, no.
You literally, you remember how you were Marioing?
Yeah.
Boop, 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 boop.
Yeah, but I just ripped through Jeffley's suit. Yeah. Oh, I am so sorry, Mr. Pimbles.
And they go, yes, that would help.
How high can I? Would I be able to jump high enough to like Goomba stomp it?
Goomba stomp the mushroom. So you grow a size. So before you were a small creature. So now I'm going to say you're a slock-sized creature.
Oh.
So
is this what you see all the time?
Welcome to the team, brother.
I'm going to say that
all my clothes probably rip.
well, but you put on the jumpsuit, so you're wearing, and it's like
yeah, but also I'm just kind of hulking it out of
everything
it.
except for your purple shorts.
Yes.
yeah. You can go back and get a different jumpsuit.
I'm hulking out.
When you live in a magical society, the fruit of the loom is a bit more robust in general.
Dr. Nagadog.
Do you want to feed one to Valencia?
The same one?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They're all safe for dogs.
Well, since this voice told me it, I believe it. And I give my dog, I give Valencia a mushroom. Valencia
grows in proportion to the sizes of you. So when you were now slock-sized, she is now, like, grown up the equivalent slock. So she's like a small pony.
Slock. Yeah.
Yeah, she's like a small pony that you can ride around in here. So now I'm going to say between the two of you combined, you could absolutely, if you want to, make me an athletics check for you and Valencia, and then try to basically, based on the numbers, you describe what you think happens.
So I got a 15.
Okay.
She's gonna get really mad at it. I mean, it worked out so well last time that you're like, okay, this time I promise I'm not abandoning you. I'm just doing it for the height. And so I like hop on top of her, and then she does a big jump up in the air, and then I jump off of her.
You double jump off the dog.
I double jump off of Valencia and try and come down on top of the mushroom like a Goomba.
With a 15?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that works. And do you want to? I don't know. You don't really have like a stomp attack or anything like that.
No, I'm not very a strength-oriented character, but I am like landing on top of it.
Yeah. All right. And you're bigger than you used to be.
I'm the size of Slock, so I don't know how big this mushroom is.
I don't know. Roll me like a d6.
I could come down with my rapier if that's better.
Oh yeah, if you come down with your rapier, then you could do a stab attack.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. I haven't done a stealth attack, but
or a stab. Like you could like
stab.
Yeah.
Does a 17 hit?
Yes, a 17 hits.
Super.
It's just a mushroom. It's not wearing armor.
Then I do 11 points of damage to it.
The mushroom goes, it drops one of the researchers, and they kind of land with a thump. Who wants
to...
I guess we should be really rolling some initiative. Who else wants to eat a mushroom and see what happens?
Sure. I mean, I will, but I want to see, everybody else should go first.
Sure. Mushroom me.
Okay.
3.
Oh, this is gnomish earwood. If ingested, until your next short rest, your hearing becomes preternaturally acute, giving you an advantage on any skill checks involving listening. But if a creature makes noise, you cannot be surprised. Your ears grow slightly larger, Enor, and hair grows out of them that is not your natural hair color. But you will gain advantage on any...
How would I know?
How would you know? They can just see the hot pink hair growing out of your ears. And you now have advantage on animal handling checks for burrowing creatures.
Great.
Wow. Do Vidalkin have hair?
I don't think so.
Have they ever been depicted with hair?
No. No.
Maybe Mirrodin ones get tin whiskers.
It's not where you think.
Oh, Christ.
Oh, hey, your weapon deals an extra 1d4 damage. Did you factor that into the 11 damage that you did?
I didn't, so it would be an extra 4 then.
Ooh.
Or a d4, you
said?
Yeah,
1d4.
An extra 3 points.
All right, so you dealt 14 points of damage to it.
Yes.
Yes, perfect. All right, so now you have hairy ears, Ian. How's that working out for you?
It's just you hear extra. Did my voice also get deeper? Like if Edor.
Ooh, I think so.
Be quiet.
What?
Shut up.
I can't hear you.
What?
Up here.
What?
Slock, which mushrooms
What?
do you want to eat?
Slim
Slock, eat the
Shady.
mushroom.
Oh, Slock is going to eat all of the mushrooms except for the one that Cameron ate.
All right, so you
What?
are going to grow 2 sizes. You're going to be the size of, like, I guess, a small giant at this point.
Not the suit.
You destroy the suit. You're no longer Harriet the Spy. Hairnet the Spy. And you have...
Harriet.
Your weapons deal an extra 1d4. You have an advantage on strength checks, and you could probably just reach up to this mushroom and clonk it.
Hit it in the face.
Slock holds up his quarterstaff, which the staff didn't grow. Just
No, it's like a...
yeah, it's like a little
Drumstick.
and goes bonk
All right,
right on top.
roll
of
me
its
some
head.
damage with an extra, 2d4.
Damn. Big.
13 total.
13 total. You just clonk that thing, and it goes, blah! It drops the other researcher and goes, woof, 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 woof. And then the researchers land on their feet and pick themselves up, and they go, oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Oh my goodness. These mushrooms, they're very ill-tempered. They can be a little touchy. And then you can see that there's a plaque underneath it that you had missed before. It's the giant Handholdius tootcap mushroom. And it was, according to those researchers, it was only trying to be helpful. That's why it picked them up and shook them.
What are these for?
Oh! You're just screaming. They're under development. They're not really good for anything just yet. Are you eating another mushroom?
I'm eating the mushroom that we just fought.
Oh no, it ran off.
Oh. Okay. I tried to reach down and grab some since I assume we.
You can grab some of its hair, I suppose.
You know? I don't get a chunk of it at least. It's just the hairs.
Yeah, you can have a chunk.
I'll
Sure.
take a chunk of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
I got a chunk. I'm eating that chunk of mushroom.
That's nasty,
All the mushrooms. What? It's wrong of me to assume that all the mushrooms give superpowers?
I wouldn't. Why are you two wearing jumpsuits? You don't work here. The small, tiny people yell up at both of you.
Oh. Well, we wanted to be safe, But clearly safety first doesn't seem to be a mantra around here.
We're not wearing
Right,
them anymore.
Dude, keep it down.
They say, okay, well, thanks. Just exit out through the door. It's the mushroom, the giganticizing effects. They come up to both of you, and they poke you both with a pin, and as soon as you take any damage, you both shrink back down to your regular size.
Oh,
They're like, yeah, we keep this one special just for that. But we don't even need to grow the Bigantiums here. They're just useful for dealing with these guys. Thanks again for helping us. You can just, if you're looking for Dr. Plax, he's in Greenhouse 6, and you're gonna need to go out that way.
So me and Slock are our clothes are all shredded as we're walking around now at this point, right?
Well, I'm going to say that the jumpsuits that you borrowed are shredded, but through narrative convenience, you're not naked.
Oh, we are not naked?
No.
all right.
You can be a little bit naked if you want, but you don't have to. You're not embarrassed unless you want to be embarrassedly naked.
Yeah.
How naked do you want to be?
My crotchal area is all covered, so I'm good. If my shirt ripped up and all that kind of jazz, I'm fine with it.
My sleeves ripped.
Your sleeves ripped? Yeah. Your shirt ripped? Okay. It's, sort of like
revealing
effect.
my chiseled chest.
I'm not going to make you guys naked without, your permission to do so.
You have carte blanche to make Slock naked whenever.
Yeah. No fear.
Okay. All right. So you leave, I assume?
Yes.
Slock's going to pocket a couple of those
That's stealing.
mushrooms.
The big ones?
Yeah.
Make me a stealth check.
Oh, wait, is this theft?
Yeah, it would be technically theft.
Yeah. Sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand, stealth, whatever you feel that you want to justify how you steal this without having them notice.
18.
18? What mushrooms do you want?
The big one.
The one that made
The
you
one
big?
that make you big.
The one that makes you big? You can have 2 of those.
Thank you.
You got 2 shroom.
All right. You're keeping a record of all the mushrooms you have, right? Because you
Yes.
also have Catboy mushroom cookies.
Yes.
Oh God. if you collect them, if you collect all the chaos mushrooms,
I'm just that
do you turn into Super Slock?
I assume at one point, if I take all of them at the same time, it'll be really good.
You just sort of become Dr. Manhattan at
Yeah.
that point.
Or Keith Richards.
One of the two.
Or useless to the party. Who can tell?
You do all the drugs, you become Dr. Manhattan or Keith Richards. Either way, good life.
I guess we should. Greenhouse number 6 is what they said.
All right. So you leave and you go through the only exit door that is like marked in the thing, and you find yourselves in a small, stark white room that has no exit, but instead leads into a tunnel. There are heavy metal doors barring the entrance to this tunnel, and there's a moving sidewalk along the floor. The floor is white, the sidewalk is white, and on top of the moving sidewalk sits something you've never seen before. It looks like a tiny subway car, but it's got no roof, and it's only got 6 seats, and they're all facing like in front of each other instead of lining the sides like a proper subway car. It looks like, for the sake of delight, a tiny train.
Oh.
So, and you can see on the side of this beautiful, sleek white thing, it just says in that same severe red block font, Sanatron by Culpability Brown.
God. It's like Space Mountain, but it sucks.
I mean, is this the way to Greenhouse 6? Damn it, we should have brought the map.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If we get into the roller coaster, we'll be sure to arrive.
Oh.
It rhymed. So it's
Wait.
got to be true.
Does Enor still have super hearing?
Enor does still have super
Probably.
hearing.
Okay.
Cameron, Veneer's hearing is still affected.
I can't hear a word you're saying.
It sounds nice.
Yeah, it wasn't a complaint.
Did you want to take more of those mushrooms?
Gotta teach me how you block out the voices in your head.
Honestly, I guess those would be useful, like if you had loud neighbors.
Yeah, noise canceling headphones.
Maybe that's why they're growing them.
Well, if this is the way, then I guess we should hop on board.
So once you all sit down, the tiny science train turns on automatically and starts emitting a faint whir. And then it starts advancing very slowly. And as it gets to the front of the tunnel, the doors automatically click open and a little jingle of music starts to come from the speaker at the front. It's like the kind of song a fancy Is It washing machine would play. Right. Do, do, dee, do, 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 do. Yeah, that kind of thing. And you go through this tunnel. It's about 15 feet long, and initially it's just all black, kind of smooth sides inside. But as you go through there, the whole tunnel lights up with this soft, pulsing pink magical light as you are gently conveyed through the anti-mycological equivalent of a car wash before you enter the next greenhouse. As you exit the tunnel, the jingle winds to a stop. The train gently comes to a halt, and you find yourselves in another small all-right room that leads to a single door marked Developmental Mushrooms. Anyone under the effect of any mushrooms right now, they've all worn off. If you were stoned, you are no longer stoned. Any advantages or disadvantages you may have been granted no longer apply, and if your appearance has changed, it has returned to your normal state. Wow.
Suddenly, like, it's like coming up out of the swimming pool.
Hey, you know, I have an ear. Your ears look like they're back to normal.
Oh. Yeah.
You can hear our voices again.
No, I can't. No, I can't.
You know, I had been on like a similar ride like that before. It's kind of wild that there's multiples of these. It really is a small world.
Entering the second greenhouse?
Entering the second greenhouse.
This greenhouse, unlike the last one, is just thousands upon thousands of terrariums, all stacked in one beside each other in long rows with like ducts underneath for climate control and like pipes over top for like moisture and other weird things to be misted down. And the effect is that when you come out, it's like you're in a very narrow corridor, except the sides are glass and mushrooms, and it's kind of open on top and open on the bottom. It's weird. And as you walk down this long corridor, some, but not all of the mushrooms watch you back. You get to the end of the corridor. It immediately turns left, goes for about 10 feet, and then turns right, and then splits left and right.
Follow the map?
I put it back.
So, okay. So we've come to the end of 1, and then there's like a U-bend, right? And then we're in 2.
Yeah.
So left,
Sure.
and then left again.
Yeah. Make me a perception check. A looking around strange mushroom greenhouses check.
16.
16?
Oh.
8.
Hey.
Wait, you too?
Yeah.
All right, 3 8s.
3 8s. Okay, well, boy, this place is confusingly laid out. I wish we had a map. You notice that there are some of those stupid, sort of like embossed, so they're like visible from a certain angle when they catch the light, but not like high visible kind of thing. Not like helpful yellow paint that might direct you around or something like that. It's, it's very tasteful. But if you on a 16, you could be like, oh, that's what they've done. It's like a stripe
okay.
that runs along the side of the floor. It's
Gotcha.
incredibly irritating.
It's like, man, this is making it very clear how one would assault the library. Halo jokes? No one.
Jeez.
Okay.
I forgot my Jeep. Sorry.
All right. As you...
The level design in that level was so limited that they had to put literal arrows on the ground.
Well, so is mine. So... All right. So anyhow, then you get up about halfway through the exit, and there's a big cleaning robot that's like sort of like got the whole area blocked off, and it says, "No pass, please detour. Cleaning, no pass, please detour." Except it's blocking the only darn route.
Detour to where?
No pass, only detour.
Is it like, do I get a sense of how long it will take to move on?
I mean, you could roll for it. Inspection.
Yeah. Well, there's my good roll for tonight.
Oh.
28.
Oh, it's at the beginning of this stupid cleaning cycle.
Is it big enough that I can knock it over?
Oh, I think you could try to knock it over if you wanted to.
Let's call that a 16.
A 16? Describe how you knock over the defenseless cleaning robot.
I walk over to it, put my palm upon, I don't know, not necessarily where its face would be, but where its center of gravity might be best applied.
Okay.
And just push it.
And as is doing this, Nog does that thing where he like goes behind it, like lean, like like goes on all fours to like knock it over.
Trying to submarine it.
Yeah.
All right, well, you knock over the cleaning robot, and it tips over, and its little wheels start spinning, and its a little broom shoots out, and it's like underneath it, and it's trying to like right itself, like one of them Wars robots.
Yeah.
But while it's doing that, you can sneak by and into the hallway filled with like broken terrariums and loose mushrooms.
Sanitation is a union job.
Wait, did it break all the...
Huh.
Okay, yeah, walk past it.
See you later, nerd.
No pass, only detour. No pass, only detour. That's the Doppler effect of you walking away from it. While you're walking through all this broken glass and mushrooms, would you...
Are there any mushrooms lying about that have near some kind of signage that might explain what they are?
Yes, there's in fact signs underneath all of these broken cases.
Okay.
All right, one says the Wile E. Coyote. One says Indigo Milk Cap. One says Alter Ego. One says Kelmurian Weep Cap. And one says Dead Man's Mask, and the other one says Cremolata.
Cool names.
I will need those names again.
Oh, I have them all for you.
Okay, thank you. I'd like to pocket 3 of each.
3 of each.
3 of
Okay.
each.
All right. You don't know what any of them do.
No, but Slock will take them, shove them in the mushroom pockets.
Do you want to try any of them?
You should save them for.
Kind of want to. I'll save
battle.
them. I'll save them.
All right. You'll save them. All right. So you walk through. Does anybody want to... You're sort of following the lines. There's not much going on around here. It's not very exciting. And eventually you kind of get out of this hedge maze. It's going to take a while. And then eventually you reach the end of the greenhouse, and you are greeted by the same door you saw at the end of the last one. It leads to an identical room with an identical train and an identical tunnel. And this time the decontamination process seems to take, like, maybe a little bit longer than the first time you went through.
Huh. Was there any indication of what broke all of the terraria?
No.
Huh. Well,
It's probably nothing.
The light, by the way, when you go through is pink and blue.
Thanks. This entire series is now demonetized.
Sick. Bye, everybody.
All right, so armed with a huge variety of mysterious mushrooms, which I'm going to say that you can... How much work do you put into identifying those ones? Like, do you write down anything oh yeah, the dead man's fingers look like this? Like, do you take any notes, or do you just have a random pile of 18 mushrooms?
Slock keeps it all up here. There's a system.
There's a system?
A color association system.
Okay,
with
great.
the shrooms.
Okay, fabulous. If you wish to eat any of them, I'm going to ask you to roll, I'm going to say an intelligence check for your system.
Okay.
If you have a stat you'd rather use instead,
No, intelligence is
Nature?
probably fine. I have a bunch of different nature stats.
you could use nature if you'd like.
I mean, nature is an intelligence stat.
It is.
Yes.
But so you might have a bonus to it or something. It doesn't matter. You get out of the door and you're in Greenhouse 3, consumer grade mushrooms.
oh.
And this one really looks normal as the first one looked. In fact, this is probably the most normal looking one yet. And as you open the door, you see an elderly crawl professor wearing one of the Institute's green and orange jumpsuits. And she is tending a very long bed of these egg-shaped lavender mushrooms. They're about 3 inches tall, and they are smooth and velvety. Slock, make me a remembering things check. Whichever stat is good for that.
Probably
Int save?
history.
17.
17? You know these from Golgari Daycare. These are cuddle balls. You pick them up, and if anybody was having big feelings, they'd be told to hold the cuddle ball because it's like a mushroom stress ball. So if you squeeze it, it's like really pleasant, and it releases these chemicals that actually cause you to relax a little bit. So do you want to interact with the cuddle balls at all?
Slock would like to pocket
A cuddle ball?
3 cuddle balls.
3 cuddle balls. All right.
At some point, you're gonna need a backpack.
I was actually going to say, is
I-
there any kind of like bag or like
Your
any kind of
pockets cannot possibly
workers
be this
bags?
big.
Well, I mean,
Those seem like the mushrooms you want to keep out of your front pockets, too.
if I can't find room in pockets, Slock is just going to shove them down his trousers.
Don't put.
Yeah.
Okay.
That'll be fine.
They're you know what? You pick them up and it's like you feel nice. You heal. You're not damaged, but if you were, you'd heal 1 hit point.
I think I am
You
damaged.
heal 1 hit point.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Thank you, egg.
Yeah, they're just nice eggs. If you squeeze them, they smell like clean laundry.
When there was like the dryer exhaust vent, he would just like hang out outside of it, like huffing the dry because he liked the smell of it. Nog did.
Nog did.
Nog.
Not
definitely.
Ben.
Nog did.
Nog did. All right. Do you want to do anything with these honestly perfectly in normal mushrooms?
Is it just the cuddle balls, or are there any other kind of mushrooms
Well,
here?
you know what? So there's lots of cuddle balls at the front that are the normal ones that you would see. Mm-hmm. But then you go towards the back, and there's like way big ones, like huge ones that you've never seen before, the size of like pillows. There's ones that are like 4 or 5 inches around, which is just enormous, and they're just in a big clear glass tank.
Ooh, so for the theater kids.
Does the crawl woman like acknowledge us at all?
Yeah, once you walk around, she'll come over and say, "Hello, I'm Dr. Elichim. How are you? What are you doing here?"
We're here to see Professor Plax.
Oh, Dr. Plax.
Sure.
Yes, we're all doctors of science here. Yes, I see that you're enjoying my cuddle balls.
They're so great.
Oh my gosh. As a fellow member of the swarm, let me show you what I'm working on. Come, this is just for fun. And then she shows you the big giant ones. She's like, check these out. Pillows. Whoa. Does anybody want to try a cuddle pillow?
Yes.
Incredible. Soft, yielding, velvety texture, naturally cooling.
Ooh.
These are great.
Yes.
You know, I've had an idea that's kind of been like rumbling around in my head for a while that might actually really help this.
Oh, really? This is my life's work, breeding better cuddle balls.
Well, I mean, people love pillows and they love cuddling pillows. Have you ever considered having different like designs on the mushrooms, like different kind of like designs of, you know, maybe like people or famous like fictional characters or anything like that, you know, that they could hug and feel better about themselves.
Ooh, you should flip them around so there can be a different picture on the other side if you're in a different mood.
Yeah, depending on what kind of how they're feeling.
So like Columbo is in his like classic jacket on the front.
Yeah.
But if you flip it, then he's a little, well, he's loosened up a bit.
Oh, that coy boy.
Yeah. I think that's a great idea.
Oh, well, that sounds very good. You seem to have some good ideas about cuddle balls. Would you like to help me test some of my most recent developments here?
Well, we're only 4
Absolutely.
hours late for our engagement, so why the heck not?
All right. Who wants to go in the giant cuddle ball pit?
I would like to examine their privacy policies and collection of data first.
Oh, she has a whole survey she's going to make you fill out about like how calm you feel before you go in the ball pit and how calm you feel after you come out of the ball pit
I'll
and
have
stuff.
Valencia hop in.
All right.
My DNA belongs to me.
Nog, you sink down into a ball pit, except instead of like a ball pit that you human would have experienced where all the balls are hard, these are all soft and yielding, and they just sort of embrace you like a firm but not restrictive hug. But you can move through them and they send out these little puffs of smell, and they feel like soft, like microfiber cloths, kind of like that velvety texture.
Okay.
Like the velvety, like it's like soft and like it's a little bit of a texture. I guess it feels like velvet or something like that, but
nice,
a very
nice.
very trim, a very
When I think
short
of microfiber,
pile.
I think of like the cloths that you use to like wipe like
No.
screens down that has like that unappealing catches on your fingertips kind of thing.
Yeah, the cleaning cloths.
Yes. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no, these feel lovely,
Okay.
and they're a lovely soft lavender purple. And she goes, "That's an interest." As you're rolling around in there, as you and Valencia are just kind of like you're doing the Scrooge McDuck, I imagine.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, this is starting to feel very like Yellow Submarine, like as kind of diving in amongst the mushrooms and swimming around.
Unlike most ball pits, I'm sure there's far less urine.
Yes, I was gonna
Yeah.
say, what is
you
the
haven't
ratio of
You haven't
piss?
swallowed a Band-Aid yet.
That's actually one of the questions. Do you feel the need to loose your bowels? It's been surprisingly a weird side effect of going in there.
No, I went earlier.
How's the dog?
I can't see her, and you just see like Valencia kind of like a shark, or like a whale, just kind of coming out of it and be like, and like reaching back in. Seems like she likes it.
Excellent. And how would you rate your mental health and well-being now? She says.
I feel absolutely great. I'm don't feel the need to ingest these mushrooms at all.
Excellent. Have any of them tried to hug you?
What?
The mushrooms, have they, like, embraced you in a gentle, like, non-restricting kind of hug?
Have they? No. Should they do they have arms?
Perfect! She just checks a box and then is like, anybody else want to go in the ball pit?
Yeah.
Come on
Slock
in.
does a cannonball into the... like a big run jump, like...
I think in a literal sense, you belong to your DNA.
Quite true.
Yeah.
All right.
They were there first.
Slock, describe me the process of swimming around in the magical ball pit.
Slock is in kind of not swimming, but more is like crawled into like a fetal position, is just kind of spinning around and kind of floating through it.
Like a sensory deprivation tank, almost?
Almost, yeah.
It's like being back in the womb.
Oh my god, it's so warm.
How warm? Would you describe it as too warm?
No,
Excellent.
it's just right.
Oh, wonderful. All right, so she takes down some notes, and if anybody else wants to dive in there, they absolutely can.
Get in the ball pit, Avenir.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Come on.
Ooh, Avenir, how do you get in the ball pit?
I think his reflex for diving in is probably whatever, the opening dive for Fountain Ball.
All right, so it's kind of like I don't know, what does Fountain Ball like?
It's probably extremely regimented. So, yeah, I don't know, just like a starting block, or swan dive.
All right,
Oh.
okay.
Nog Valencia and I see him Slock kind of come up with like these little cards that say 10 on it as you enter.
That's great. All right, and how would you rate your mental well-being before and after entering the ball pit?
Before, poor.
Okay.
Now, well, this is like being touched. So poor.
Oh, interesting. An outlier. Clicks a pen, takes some more notes. All right. And would you say you were experiencing symptoms of anxiety, paranoia?
Yes.
Okay, get out of that pit then. Out. Come here. I have something better for you then. So anybody who's mucking about in the ball pit is welcome to stay in the ball pit until you feel like you want to leave. But she's going to take Avenir and she's going to say, come with me, come with me. And then she shows you at the back. She sort of like opens up a little door to a separate sub-greenhouse.
Uh-huh.
And there's huge ones of those. They're the sizes of mattresses. And she pats one and she goes, yes, I'm crossbreeding cuddle balls with Squarnachelia mattress mushrooms. They're known for their large and easygoing nature and their utter stupidity. Lie on one of these. And she pats it. Looks like a big, I don't know, memory foam bed.
Yeah.
You tell me what you think.
Avenir just was it the wrestler Kane who would just sit straight up?
Undertaker.
Yeah.
Undertaker.
Yeah.
Avenir does the reverse of one of those. Just sits down. Wham.
All right. Well, it's indeed a big, heavy, soft, velvety feeling purple mattress. It doesn't have the same kind of sort of pleasing heft that the other cuddle balls will, because this has been crossbred with a much spongier kind of mattress. Whereas I don't think you'd want to lie on a cuddle ball mattress. It might be a bit firm. This one is you're just kind of sinking in the right areas, right? And it's got not the same smell. It's pleasant, but it's a little bit more medicinal kind of. And so she's going to be like, all right, how do you rate the smell of it?
Herbal?
All right.
I'm getting notes of vetiver.
Oh, all right.
Or no, valerian root.
That's not in there. You just go to sleep?
Yeah.
All right. Well, Avenir's asleep. Enor, what do you want to do?
Leave.
Leave?
Man,
people are in
I
ball
feel
pit?
like there was something we were supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Oh no, are you experiencing forgetfulness and memory loss?
What?
Are you experiencing the desire to never leave the cuddle ball pit?
Were we supposed to,
relieve
relieve ourselves?
I thought weren't we always in the pit?
One pit makes you larger.
To be completely honest, when you first started describing these, I thought these were for beak maintenance and for calcium intake.
Oh no, they're quite soft and not edible at all. They just give you an upset stomach if you could even bite into one. Anyhow, help me get your sleepy friends out of the ball pit, please. And she hands you one of them, like, big nets to, like, fish them out.
No, it just comes out like a fish out of water. No, pull me back in. The outside world is cold and sad and full of regrets.
All right, they fish you out of the ball pit. If you had taken any damage, you've now experienced a full heal from the restorative properties of the lovely mushrooms.
But the mental damage will never go away.
All right, she's gonna hand you both like a survey, and she says, "I'd like you to fill this out in 3 days and mail it back, postage prepaid to me. And let's go wake up your friend here."
Don't forget to demand compensation.
I was gonna say, if I'm filling this out, I better get paid.
Oh, you mistake how much budget you think we have.
You mistake how much craps I give then.
Academics.
All right, so Avenir, you are currently sleeping.
Yeah.
Are you
Yeah.
dreaming?
Yeah, immediately.
Wow, what are you dreaming about?
Work. There's nothing in Avenir's soul anymore but work. No, wait. No, he finishes work in his dream. Oh my god. He feels lost. Cold. So cold.
Are you scared in your dream? Are you having a nightmare?
I mean, maybe. Yeah.
All right, the mattress, having rolled well on its check, senses your distress and curls up to give you a hug.
Do we walk in and see it like engulfing him?
And Avenir is now asleep and also grappled.
We'll save you, Avenir.
Can I mind spike a mattress?
No, more work, please. More work, please.
We start like trying to. I'm like tugging at his feet to try.
You can't
to
see him.
get
He's
him out of the mattress.
completely engulfed. He's in like a little cocoon pod of mattress. And Dr. Elichim, upon seeing this, says, "Oh, not again! I gotta get better adjusted test subjects." And she grabs like a stick and she starts whapping the mattress. Let him go! Let him go! Let him go! Avenir, does the whapping and her saying out, let him go, spit him out, does that wake you at all?
Yeah, actually, that's kind of like, that's a reassuringly familiar level of hostility for Avenir. Like, oh, this I know.
Do you want to make me a wisdom save?
Yeah. I mean, I won't, but 20.
20. All right. Using your wisdom, you manage to sort of like realize, you sort of steady your mind in the mattress upon realizing that you're no longer freaking out, unfolds and lets you out.
I dreamed I had a day off.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Avenir just looks like shit.
Well, you've healed any hit points you had lost. You've experienced a full heal
But
from the.
Wait,
as I described, the mental damage doesn't go away.
like he's like sweaty and gray.
Hey, don't worry, buddy. We'll get you back to work.
Jeez Louise. She's gonna fish like a granola bar out of her bag and hand it to you and say, I have never seen anyone look that bad after coming out of here.
Oh, thank you, but this will raise my blood sugar.
She has an 18 on her intimidation check to make you eat the granola bar.
I've actually gotten that exact lecture from a professor. Seriously, though, I once had a professor say, before we continue this meeting, I want you to eat this cookie.
Yeah, she's giving you that That exact vibe. And she sort of makes eye contact at you.
He eats.
All right. Now
He resents how much better he feels.
she's going to make you sit down, and she's not going to let you leave the next greenhouse until your pulse is at a normal level, and that you are no longer sweating.
Yeah, that takes about 5 minutes.
All right. Okay. You look fine now. I mean, we don't have that here, but maybe you should get some therapy. All right, toodaloo, boys. Have fun.
Thank you, doctor.
Hey, how was that the worst room that we've been in?
I don't want to leave, to be honest.
If
but
this keeps up, there's going to be a lot more murders to investigate.
For 3 other party members.
Oh, no.
Well, everybody on to, I assume, the next Sanitron?
Yeah.
This time, you kind of wearily climb in, and the all of the same deal as before, but this time the decontamination cycle runs even longer.
Is it slower, too?
It's slower.
Are Slock's mushrooms getting, like, sterilized by this?
why you got to bring that up?
Oh, sorry.
No, they're heavily. These pockets are heavily armored.
Okay.
Very waxed jeans.
Yeah.
Are these mass-produced, like, pockets? Because I feel like if they're not, there's, like, a
No,
gold
they're
mine.
specialty made.
Yeah, just for
they
you?
had to they had to custom make them.
Because you
Yeah.
have such big thighs from
Yeah.
the swamp ball.
Yeah, usually they don't make elf pants.
Yeah.
Of
when,
this size.
When they say Slock's got deep pockets, it's literal. Like,
Yeah.
If you take a pair of pants and you take another pair of pants and you sew you put them inside each other and sew the legs together at the bottom and cut the bottoms out of the pockets on the outside
Oh,
pair,
it's just all.
you have
your
pocket all the way down.
Okay, can I perceive if like Slock's legs appear thicker
Like,
than
does
they
he,
were?
does he
at
look
the
like
start
he's
of this
wearing riding
campaign?
pants?
Yeah. Do you just have chaps?
My pants do look. It looks as though there are a series of bulges all over my legs.
Great. Okay. Yeah.
Because
I
you have
think
like
you're
10
spot on.
brownies in there too, don't you?
Yeah, I got 10 brownies. I've got a couple of cookies. I have 1 cookie.
Yeah.
like
One
a
of the
s-
good cookies.
It's like a still suit for starch.
Hey, Napoleon, can I have some of your tots?
Didn't you take like 10 hats from like the
He's
Is It
got
League
10,
too?
10,
Like-
10 hairnets stuffed down
I
there.
got 10 hairnets. The hats, unfortunately, we had to give them back.
Yeah, you had to give back all the
And the
hard hats.
vests.
Right.
And the Simic containers, too.
No, you got to keep all of the Simic
they're
containers.
still in there.
There's so you took like 8.
It's free.
Well, it's being charged to someone. All of that was being charged to His Excellency the Living Guild Pack's Fund for Ravnican Restoration.
That's good. It's not coming from me.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all coming for you through taxes.
Oh.
Slock is like registered as like one of the defining reasons for cost of living increases.
All right. Anyhow, at one point, this thing slows down, and the music kind of slows down a little bit too. So it's like, how's
a small world after all.
it sort of like reverses and rolls you through a section again. These mushrooms didn't seem so bad, but it seems to be taking an awful long time to decontaminate you. And this time you get to see some yellow lights flash on occasionally as well. All right. And you come out into greenhouse number 4, which is labeled dangerous mushrooms.
What a refreshing change of pace.
Yeah.
All right. As soon as you enter this greenhouse, an alarm begins to sound.
Oh.
And everyone make me a perception check.
24.
24.
17.
5.
15.
Boy, your pockets are uncomfortably full.
Yeah.
You're just thinking about how like they're kind of restricting your movement a bit at this point. If you want to ditch anything, you can.
No.
No, okay.
We just need bigger pockets.
All right. That's an alarm. Wait a minute. That alarm literally just started going off as soon as we came in. You look up and you see this mist of like olive green spores floating in the air. And then all of a sudden, you just hear this chick chick, whoa, it's this huge air exchange system about the size, like something you sort of have to slide around, and while you're chasing somebody across a roof, start sucking all the spores out of the air, and these enormous metal shutters start going ching, 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 and clattering down over all of the windows, and a force field goes boom in front of the door that you came out of, and a force field goes boom somewhere else, but you hear it click on.
Is it the force field behind us or in front of us?
It is behind you, blocking the door that you came out of.
We are trapped, is what I'm understanding.
All right, everybody make me a Constitution saving throw.
Uh-oh.
8.
9.
20? 9?
Valencia got a 20.
20? All right. So, Valencia and Enor, what was your saving throw against?
9.
9? 9?
9.
And 8?
Yeah.
Okay, Valencia and Enor, ignore this. Everyone else, hold up, I need to roll a dice now.
You are now host to an organism.
Somebody roll me a d6.
Yeah, you're not the only one in your body anymore.
4. 4.
4? And what did you get?
Oh, I rolled a d20.
Oh,
6.
6?
6.
6. All right, and I rolled a 2. So I'm going to say, well, you know what? I'm going to say 18. No, I'll divide that in half. I'll say 9. Everybody else, you see 9 tiny machine elves come up behind you. And when I say machine elves, I don't mean like elf, like a normal elf, like a slock. I mean there's a concept in psychedelics of the machine elf.
I don't know if Slock's a normal elf.
But they're not the kind of elves that you're used to seeing. These are small. They're really tiny. They're only made like 8 inches tall, but they're all wearing the jumpsuits from here, and they all come up to you, and they all have white eyebrows. And when you can't describe their faces, because every time you look at them, their faces change a little bit. Sometimes they're smiling, sometimes the noses are wide, sometimes they're pointy, the eyes grow. It's like they're constantly regenerating what a face would be.
I've met the
Avenir
machine
makes a
elves.
noise.
Would you care to describe your noise?
Only lots of those.
All right.
Nog is more like a...
Oh, hey there, little fella.
slowly getting louder.
I see.
All
You're
right.
meeting the Shroompa Loompas.
You know what? You can't see or hear any of this, but that's not too far off, because here's what they do. They try to form like a little elf pyramid, but the top one always is falling off, so the bottom one's always having to climb back up, so it's constantly cycling in a really weird way. And they start kind of talking at you, and they start going...
Uh-huh.
This, I thought this would be a good idea at the time.
Yeah?
Now I have to do it. Boopa Scoopa.
Boopa Scoopa.
Boopa Scoopas. Boopa Scoopa, Blue Betty Blue. We don't mean to bother you, but we have a job to do. Can you help our cause so true? Free ourselves, unlock the doors, even though we all huff the spores.
Did you guys like rehearse that, or was that?
We speak in unison.
Oh.
Always agreeing and as one. Anyhow, we've got to get out of here.
Wait, so Enor and Valencia can't see this?
No.
Nope.
Oh.
But Enor's got to be familiar
Yeah,
with.
that's my feeling
Yeah.
here.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
he instantly knew about the Shroompa Loompas.
Oh, the machine elves. Yeah.
You never forget your first time with them. Enjoy it.
Yeah.
What do you need us to do?
Help us get out.
How do we get it? Avenir's now talking by modulating his shrieks. And it sounds like, how do we help you get out of here?
Oh, there's a machine, there's a mechanism that you can unlock to get us all out. They sort of sing song at you.
Where is the mechanism?
So the notes here that I have from the person who designed this mushroom says that they are helpful and friendly and work quickly, but have little understanding and are unlikely to complete a task you give them. So I'm going to say it's somewhere around here in the greenhouse.
Well, gang, looks like we should split up and look for clues.
I guess so. Yeah, I mean, Avenir has eye for detail, which allows him to spot hidden creatures, objects, or use investigation to uncover or decipher clues as a bonus action.
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
Instead of as, like, taking minutes.
Are all of you splitting up? Would all of you like an equal number of elves to go with you, or do you want the elves to follow one person?
I'd take a
Fewer
couple
elves.
Fewer elves?
Slock will take the bulk of the elves.
All right,
if people are
Valencia's
uncomfortable
like
with them.
following me concerned because she can't see it.
Yeah.
But I can see that there's like a couple elves riding on Valencia.
All right, so you have 4 elves and you have 5 elves, we'll say. No elves follow Avenir. So you're in a big greenhouse. The light is really dim because like all the windows are closed, but there's emergency light going and stuff like that.
Avenir says the worst thing that I personally have ever heard someone on mushrooms say, which is, I get it. And then go off somewhere on a mission.
This is between the flashing lights and how everything is very uncomfortable. It started to remind Nog of the time that he got really high and locked himself in the bathroom and couldn't figure out the locking mechanism.
Goals.
All right.
Loading, ready, run.
He was he was in there for 4 hours.
Subjective or objective time?
Yes.
I do remember the time that Slock
Slock.
tried to go down the bathtub drain and then realizing that wouldn't work, asked for a better bathroom and was then instructed to go to one and tried to go down the drain of the sink.
Great.
That took hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So investigation.
Investigation. Everybody make me an investigation roll.
Okay.
22.
23.
26.
26. 11. All right, Slock.
Yeah.
I don't want to do all of the singing myself. Could you roll me a number?
Yeah.
Could you roll me a number between 1 and 4, Slock?
3.
3. All right. Can you all be my chorus of Boopa Scoopas, please?
Sure.
So I only printed out 2 copies. Everybody will have to share. The elves come up to you and they sing this song.
Okay.
2, 3, 4.
Boompa, scoopa, bloopity bark. Do you want to hear dog snark? For 1 hour she will speak. Does this your interest pique?
What do you get when you're eating dog's tongue?
Do you find it to be tasty and fun?
So yeah, so the
Whatever happened to the one they call Nog?
Now
Did he
you
fall
will.
in to a deep bog?
I don't like the sound of that. That sounds like dog abuse.
All right. So anyhow, you have not found anything relevant, but the Boopa Scoopas have said that they would really like it if they're like, look at these mushrooms, maybe these will help, as they say in that weird way where they're all trying to like orbit one another to stand in front of the group at the same time, phasing in and out. Not phasing, passing beside each other weirdly.
Okay.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah. I think
Avenir, no. Come back.
so. Yeah. What do you want to do with these mushrooms?
I'd like to eat one, of course.
All right. They have no effect on you. Because these are dog's tongue and you have elf's tongue.
All right. Slock, realizing that it has no effect, reaches into his pocket and grabs one of the Wily Coyote mushrooms. Is that what you called one of them?
I did call one of them Wily Coyote. Make me an int check to make sure that you actually grab Wily Coyote.
Do you perceive the effect of an anvil falling on top of you?
15.
Oh, 15. I'm going to say you are, you definitely you definitely grab the Wile E. Coyote. When ingested, the user gains the effect of sea invisibility for 1 hour.
Oh, just like when you cancel a movie before it comes out and you still have time to watch it.
However, anytime you roll perception or investigation, you have to roll a d4. You have a 1d4 chance to hallucinate a secret passage that isn't there.
Okay.
Beautiful. I guess, is Nog also in the area?
You said you all split up, so I don't know if you're around these dog's tongue mushrooms.
Oh, okay. What is around me?
Well, yeah, we can. Let's resolve your thing.
Sure. Oh, I mean, if we're still doing...
I'm going to say that Wheeler, because he rolled so poorly on Investigate, got distracted by the machine elves, found a different kind of mushroom, and then took a different kind of mushroom.
That sounds about right.
Do you pocket these ones?
I pocket a couple of dog's tongues.
Okay, all right.
I'll keep track.
Okay. You know what? You can just send me, but just write down the names, because I have the full detailed list, and I'll just send you a list later.
Perfect.
But...
Category of mushrooms.
Slock, you're going to be a drug dealer again.
Oh, no.
Getting in on your turf.
No. I'm the dealer. He's the supplier.
Does that work for you, Enor?
Yeah, better margins,
All right, great. Okay,
less exposure.
so where did you go? He just sort of, I guess, went down the aisles. Did you go for the other side? You had a pretty high roll, so I'm going to say that you're a little bit more with it as you're investigating.
Oh, okay. I guess I kind of find, things are usually in the middle of rooms, so I'm kind of investigating the walls near the middle of the room.
Okay, there's not actually walls in the middle of the room. It's just like a bunch of it looks kind of like a normal greenhouse.
Are there any notable plants or anything that I can see?
Oh, sure. You know what? As you're investigating around, you're like, this is a pretty normal greenhouse. I'm just in the middle, but the Boopa Scoopas come up to you and then roll me a d4.
3.
Well, that was what was rolled before, so you know
4.
what?
That's a long one. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Okay, so the first word in here is pronounced Blail.
Okay. Oh, my goodness. Okay.
I shortened it.
2, 3, 4.
Boopa, Scoopa, bloopity blail. This mushroom was made by Dale. Over the next 2 full days, you will have these all a ways.
Actually, let me help you with this. A total loss of appetite, purple skin causing fright, heightened senses, squeaky voice, immunity from the gas of choice.
Healing might make it go away, or make it stay another day. And after your time is done, you'll need to sneeze just the one. And when you reach that scene, just be sure to tell Kathleen.
Who's Kathleen?
I don't know, some sort of manager?
Oh.
Anyhow,
Wait, did it say they would make me have purple skin?
Yeah, these say the Boopa Scoopas have told you that these mushrooms, which they're like sort of large purple umbonate and they have bright yellow veins, that these mushrooms will give you all sorts of side effects. They will make it so you don't need to eat it all. You will have purple skin. You will have heightened senses, so you'll have an advantage on perception checks. But you will have a very squeaky voice. And you are immune from any poison, like any kind of poisonous or bad gas, such as smoke, poison, etc.
Oxygen.
I suggest Halon.
I guess if these are the ones I'm looking at, well, first off, is there anything resembling a lever or anything that was mentioned earlier?
And not in the middle of the greenhouse, no.
No? Okay. Well, I'll pocket a few of these doofins.
That's what Dale called them.
The doofins. And then I'll kind of continue looking around.
Where have we all like, how large is this space?
It's about 200 feet long. It's about 60 feet across. It's a big area, and it's just filled with rows and rows of random mushrooms.
Okay. Slock is going from wherever he's tripping. yells out something that sounds really jumbled. Like it's like, hey, everybody, can you grab the... But what it means is, hey, can you grab some extra mushrooms if you come across any good ones?
Yeah, I mean, I've got some doofins in my pocket.
All right. Okay. Who had the next? So you had a 20, right?
Yes.
And you had a 26?
Yes.
Okay. Let's resolve the 20. You are sort of taking off in the same area. Are you going to look at the mushrooms, or are you going to just try to head for the exit?
Yes.
You're going to head directly to the exit.
Yes.
Make me a perception check as you walk towards the exit.
19.
19. Whoa. You see that the exit, there is some sort of invisible, shimmering, magical field in front of it. And do you still want to walk in?
No.
No. Do you want to do anything or test it?
I'll poke it with my stick.
You poke it with the stick. The stick goes in, and it's like, and there's like a blue glow, and you don't see where the stick's not coming back out.
Can I pull on it?
Yeah, it comes right back out, but like this is a portal.
Oh.
Oh.
Great. Cool. What we'll do here.
Is the other one orange?
What have I got in my inventory right now here? It's interesting. Actually, no. Are there any little any mushrooms around? You know, about size of a head.
Depends on what head you're talking about.
Whose head are we talking about?
Human.
Yeah, I'm going to say that you can grab a large head-shaped mushroom, but you have to roll me a d6 to see...
I'm absolutely not touching it.
Oh,
I'm going to be casting Tiny Servant.
Okay.
And we'll... Hey, little dude! I learned 2 things in prison. How to make friends and something else. You are my friend. Through the portal. Let me know what's over there.
All right. Okay, so the tiny servant walks through the portal. It flashes blue. And how can your tiny servant like yell at you and stuff like that? You hear a tiny voice from back at the entrance go, I'm over here, boss!
What's over there?
We're right.
The door!
Which door?
The door we came in!
Great.
There's a big red box on the wall.
I'm gonna follow my tiny servant.
All right, you walk through and you emerge. Basically, you're now facing the entrance door. It's like a trap to prevent people from getting out. You walked the door. Not only is there a force field in front of it, but there's a trap in front of the exit door that directs you back
so I'm
to
back
the
in the
entrance.
same room.
You're back
Okay.
in the same room at the entrance door, but you're facing towards the entrance door now, which is not a direction you've faced before. And you see that there is a big red box on the wall, and it says for emergency use only.
Cool. Let's investigate that.
All right. It's got one of them like keys that are hanging down, like has to be unlocked. So you unlock it.
Oh yeah.
Okay, great. Inside, you see an item with bright Is It branding labeled hypergeometric portalation device. It looks like a fat, round crossbow. There's a warning label attached that says, for adult use only, do not aim at sentient beings.
I'll shoot the exit door?
You shoot the exit door, like the door that you're facing, or do you walk back and shoot the exit door?
If it's a crossbow, it's probably got fairly decent range.
It's like 10 feet.
Okay.
It's got like 10 feet range.
Then I'll walk around.
Okay,
across
so you'll
together.
walk around to the exit door, and do you shoot exactly where the other portal is?
Yeah.
Ba-dum. That portal zaps out of existence, and a new portal opens up.
You found a portal gun. Does it have 2 settings that you have to fluctuate
I have
between?
no idea.
No,
No.
it's very basic. While you're investigating that, let's resolve Cameron's roll of 26.
Yeah. What did I find?
Okay. Well, you know what? The Boopa Scoopas do try to distract you with some mushrooms, and here's what they show you.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Boopa, scoopa, bloopity blod. This will make you groan, by God. For us only a few seconds pass, but you must spend years as a board like grass.
Sure.
Do you read what people post? Clubs, petitions, and ads foremost. Pinned up hope or love or sex. Citizens' needs surely are complex.
Wait.
I'm just going to listen to thousands of years of
if you eat this mushroom, it causes an intense trip which lasts for only a few seconds of objective time, but during which the consumer experiences a 10,000-year life as a community message board. It's like that episode of Deep Space Nine where
yeah, I
they
was
put
gonna
O'Brien in
call it the
jail.
O'Brien cul-de-sac. Yeah.
Do you want to do
Why
that?
not?
All right. Tell me what you see.
I am in a field and I am pure and pristine. And then people start coming up to me and then just jabbing things into me with strange little notes attached to them, yet that I can't read because they're facing outward. Layer after layer cover me over seasons. Some of them get torn off, and through them I can see the faces of people who want things, or need things, or even just think it's funny to do this. But as they plaster on deeper and deeper, I feel myself getting heavier and pulled into the grass. This happens thousands of times as I fall through the floor and emerge on the other side of the world, once again pristine, then covered up by tiny messages, all of which are hidden from me. How's your afternoon? I'm extremely thirsty at this point.
Oh, I bet.
The sweat mixes with the paper messages. I'm coated in paper mache and thumbtacks.
I assume they don't hurt though.
No. It's just, yeah, it's kind of like being one of those, well, a community message board. But have you ever seen one of the ones downtown that are just covered with like scales of rusty staples?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel purposeful?
I feel like a vector for hope that yet is cut off from that hope.
So do you come out of this feeling good, bad, or just different?
I feel extremely different now.
All right. While you are experiencing that, you stare up at the ceiling and you notice, as you sort of come out of your trance, that the Boopa Scoopas are all like pulling on your sleeves and stuff and saying, wake up, tell us what you see. We maybe shouldn't have had you eat that one. And they might feel a bit bad. You notice on the ceiling that the ceiling is solid, and there's that air conditioning unit, but there's also like a big cage around it, like completely surrounding it so you could not get through. But there's also a big red button on the inside of this cage on the ceiling.
Can I reach it from where I am?
Absolutely not. It's almost 2 stories above you.
Portal gun. Portal gun.
But maybe you could tell someone who could do something about that.
Portal gun.
I stare at it, all the while telepathically messaging everyone.
All right, we'll say that's everybody's turn in
Avenir's screaming.
Avenir screaming. Does anybody want to investigate Avenir screaming?
Yeah, I'll check.
Uh,
All right.
You could hear me?
Hey, why are you screaming this time?
Having a bad trip, buddy.
Points at the button in the sky.
Yeah, that's where I want to. Huh. Interesting.
How are we gonna get up there?
Well, how high is it?
It's in the ceiling. It's like 2 stories.
How large did Slock get when he ate
You're
the
pretty-
gigantic mushroom?
You were pretty big. You could maybe graze the cage.
But what if I jump?
So the cage you would be too big to get into this cage.
Oh,
Like you could, and it's like bolted to the ceiling.
I got an idea.
If only we had some sort of like device that allowed us to transport ourselves from one area to another area.
Sock, pick me up.
You had me at pick.
Yeah, well, I just need to get close enough to this damn button here.
Slock puts Enor on his shoulders, like we're about to play, like water, like pool volleyball, basically. And then shoves one of the jumbo mushrooms into his mouth.
Great.
You are even taller. Now, Enor, what do you want to do?
Can you lift me up to like right next to the cage? I need to get right up close.
Just kind of goes.
Great. Okay, we're gonna shove the not the receptacle. What's the opposite of receptacle? A
Projector?
yeah, the projector of the of the crossbow, as close to the grate or through the grate if possible, if the bars are open, aiming directly next to the button.
Okay, so you're going to try to make a portal on the other side of the bars.
Yes.
Okay, you kind of get it in there, and the gun goes bloop, and a portal appears. It's sort of like next to the button on the machine, and Slock, you have, God, I have to track everything. You have the Wile E. Coyote, right?
I'm currently on a Wile E. Coyote.
Okay,
Yes.
hold up.
And the big mushroom now.
And
too.
the big
The
mushroom.
big mushroom doesn't do much except make you bigger, at least. But I need to figure out what the Wile E. Coyote does for yours. All right. Roll me a perception check. And then roll a 1d4.
21 on the perception check.
21.
And a 4 on the D4.
You can see, thanks to the Wile E. Coyote, you can see what's happening. This is a portal. And the portal appears on the exact opposite side of wherever it is fired. So, at the beginning, when the portals were in front of the door, they were like that. So now, you have a portal up here, and then you have a portal up here on the other side of the machine.
Oh.
Yeah, this thing doesn't work.
Well, I think if you put the portal somewhere else, you could get in there. Because you want to get onto the roof, right?
So you fired the portal into the ground. I mean,
Do you want to tell? Yeah. How would Slock explain that? Because he can see what's happening.
So is this a portal gun that forms two portals with one shot?
It always forms two portals with one shot.
Okay.
Where and in relation to what?
In relation to what is directly opposite it within the space. So like 2 doors down, above,
Oh, okay.
diagonal.
I figured that out then. I'll shoot the grate.
Right, gotcha. Okay.
All right, if you shoot the grate, boom, there's do you shoot like the bottom of the grate?
Yes.
On the ground, sort of beside you.
Motherfuck!
There's a portal, right, that comes out, and then does anybody want to try to walk through the portal that appeared on the ground?
Nog hops in.
Pew! Whoop, and it sort of spits you out. And you're inside the cage.
Am I dead?
Probably not.
Okay.
You're inside the cage.
Did you have to roll any dice?
No.
Then you're not dead.
Great. I don't know what that means. I'm gonna push this button.
Please.
Bonk.
And you hear manual override activated. Ching 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 as the rollers start coming up on the windows. And do you want to just take the portal out of the cage?
Are there any other buttons or anything in this
Nope.
cage? No? All right, then I go, okay. I just like slowly back out through the portal.
You slowly back out through the portal and somehow you get spat out on the floor.
Welcome back.
I think we did it.
This is why you should always know what's on the other side of the hole before you get in.
All right. After you have done that, the Boopa Scoopas, the Boopa Scoopas that some of you can see, say, Boopa Scoopa skibbity plow, let's get out of here right now.
Yeah, sounds good.
So, do you want to do anything else in here?
I'll put Eeyore back on the ground.
Oh, okay.
I guess.
I don't wish to be in this room anymore.
First, I'll hold him like this
Hey, yours.
For the appropriate amount of
for
time.
about 45 seconds.
Yeah.
And then I'll put him.
45 seconds.
Then I'll put him on the ground.
Does anyone else hear Beethoven?
Slock, you're too big to go through the exit door right now. They had a pin to poke you with the other mushrooms.
Do I have any mushrooms that can shrink me?
No, Nog says it's for your own good, and I like pinch his like thigh or calf, I guess.
Oh, dude, tickles.
You can thank me later. Let's get out of this room, please.
All right. The force fields are off. You just leave. The Boopa Scoopas come with you. They all,
this is just forever now. Tremendous.
they
Don't worry, they'll get atomized by the force field.
Oh, wait, no! It's a
So anyhow, yeah, as you ride this train, it goes for an very uncomfortable amount of time.
Are we watching the Boopa Scoopas just like melt before our eyes?
No, you just hear Boopa Scoopa doopity doo doo doo. They just fade away.
I could have saved one.
They're dead now.
Sure. Anyhow, after a while in here, the music just gives up on looping, and you're just kind of sitting here as the cycle keeps running. At one point,
liberate me.
At one point, the train actually moves backwards and takes you through again. But finally, after the tunnel starts to get hot, a buzzer rings, and the ride finally comes back out of the tunnel and shudders to a halt, and a maintenance-required light, hitherto invisible, turns on.
We've saturated the filters.
Yeah, Slack, make me a perception check about all of your mushrooms.
Nat 20.
Nat
plus,
20.
3, so 23.
All right, good news. Some of your mushrooms have survived
Oh, thank God.
the process, but not all of them have.
Oh.
Nog just kind of wraps his arm around Slock, or I guess attempts to, more like kind of around his waist.
I could have ate all of them, dude.
It's okay, buddy. You know?
Oh, okay.
Something tells me that there's going to be plenty of mushrooms in the future.
You think?
I know.
Okay.
Don't worry, buddy. They can't be meaningfully killed.
Also, on a side note, your pants are going from bulky to like
Sodden.
yeah.
I think I'm having an allergic reaction to one of the mushrooms I shoved down my pants.
You know what? You actually, maybe one of those mushrooms is going to touch you.
Contact high.
Okay. Roll me a d6.
2.
Okay. You have the sort of sitting on them these are dead man's mask.
Okay, yeah.
They were mostly irradiated, so this is not going to affect you for long. But these have a mild flavor, and they're similar to young ramps. But they grow on the graves of sapient species, where graves is a pretty generous term because a single drop of blood can sustain the entire fruiting body. Eating them or having them mushed into your skin and then sort of melted there by high-intensity magic waves acts as an involuntary disguise self-spell. And you're going to be the person that the mushrooms represent. Can you roll me a d20?
Oh boy.
Nat 20.
Uh-oh.
His Excellency Niv at the Living Guild Pact.
No, okay, so the disguise is now, because you rolled a 20, the disguise is the person as they appeared at the moment of death.
Oh.
This effect is going to last, it's going to last about...
Please let it be Spuzzbomb. Please let it...
It's going to be but how would they have gotten Spuzzbomb's face?
I don't know. I'm just saying it would make it real easy if I just looked like the guy that died.
Well, you do look like a guy that died. You look like theoretical landscape architect named Culpability Brown, right in the middle of trying to figure out how much plasma you can drink. So you don't look like yourself. You look like Culpability Brown.
I look like Culpability Brown?
Yeah, just temporarily. It kind of flickers and fades because the mushroom was mostly ruined, but it's still there.
That unique mixture of surprised, impressed, and refreshed.
Oh.
I cannot express how much I hate this place.
Do I sound like him too, or is it just a visual?
It's a disguise self-spell, so I think that should change your voice.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So yeah, you don't sound like yourself. I'm going to say for the next 15 minutes.
What does Culpability Brown sound like?
I do say this plasma was excellent.
Yeah, that's the mystery solving Tina.
All right, well, slightly changed by the experience and more maze than one. You get to greenhouse 5, which is labeled homicidal mushroom.
Oh boy.
Needn't worry, chaps. These mushrooms surely can't be that much of a feat that a group of us boys can overcome.
All right, upon entering this...
I like this new slock.
Upon wearily entering this greenhouse, you notice that the south-facing wall has been heavily damaged, and there's an enormous hole in it. It has been patched closed rather roughly with a piece of plywood, and a small folding sign has been set up in front of the broken window, showing a mushroom shrugging. Everybody make me a perception check.
21.
15.
22.
13.
This is not been... This, if you look, you can see that this, if you go out this, you cross like 5 feet of like empty gravel between the two warehouse buildings, and there's literally a door that you can see on the other side of that says Greenhouse 6 emergency exit. And there's like footprints.
Oh. Good. We take that.
Yeah, that one. That one.
Yep.
Let's book it, chaps. But first, are there any loose mushrooms about?
Don't open that door. Culpability, Brown.
I'm just saying, it never hurts to be prepared.
All right. Okay. You leave this way, and once you're outside the fourth wall of the greenhouse, you can see a list of credits for the people who designed all those mushrooms. So I would like to say a real quick thanks to Jay Anelli, Shivam Bott, Jacob Burgess, Dale Friesen, Jake Madsen, Jason Now, Shannon McGuire, Michelle Rapp, and Heather Romanowski for making me all of those mushrooms.
I know your names now. None of you are safe.
Great.
So, you enter the greenhouse via the unlocked emergency exit, which shows clear signs of heavy use from other people doing the same thing. And almost immediately you see Dr. Plex!
Yay!
All right. And he looks up at you and goes, yes, the agency. Good job on finding the staff entrance.
Yeah, so, sorry we're a little... how long? So we left. You said we left around like lunchtime. How long did it take us to get through there? Because you said it took a while.
Well, time's an illusion when you've been given that many things. I'm going to say it took you probably about an hour and a half to get through the
Wow,
greenhouses.
that's much faster. We're right on time.
I have such a sore throat.
Would you like some plasma to clear that up?
Did you have the dead man masks?
The what? Oh, I've had a lot today.
Oh, well, okay. I don't recommend you try anything about what I'm working on right now. Does it? And would anybody like to hear what he's working on?
Yes.
Knight's a puppy.
All right, Enor, what he is standing in front of are a tray or what you think that you've been trying to grow, but they glow. They are absolutely luminescent. They're a beautiful kind of burgundy, reddish, purpley color, and they emit a lovely light. The caps aren't spindly like the ones that you've been trying to grow, but they're round and plump, and these ones have pale white spots on them.
Nog does like the Leonardo DiCaprio, like, wait a second. Isn't that those things?
Yeah, nice zoom caps. How can them to grow so nicely?
Oh, these aren't zoom caps. They're very similar to a species of zoom caps, but they're like nothing I've ever seen before. I think they're a hybrid of some kind, but I have no idea what the other species might be. It's completely, utterly unique. I've never seen anything like it. The problem is they're just so finicky. They seem to need intense magical energy to grow. I don't even think these are properly ripe yet, but this is about as close as I can get them. And if you look, there's like sort of under like a grow light, but it's not like a normal grow light. It's not putting out a lot of visible light, but it's anybody who can like detect magic or something like that. This thing is just pulsing. It is bathing them in a high intensity magic field.
Where'd you get the spores?
Well, I found them in the bog.
You've been to the bog lately?
Oh yes, we do field trips to the bog all the time. There's an entrance close to the sort of the border of the 4th District.
You bring children to the bog?
I bring graduate students to the bog.
Do you keep fairly accurate records of where you find these things?
Yes,
He asked.
absolutely.
He surprised. He responds, "Cool. Where were these from?"
These are from, and he brings out a map, and you can. And I just haven't prepared this map for you,
fine.
but the bog is big, and you were down in like sort of this quadrant before, and he's been going in this quadrant.
Near where the casinos.
We were looking in
Where
the
the
wrong
casinos
where the
were
casinos
going to
gonna
be.
go.
Yeah.
And about when did you retrieve these samples?
Oh, I've had these for a couple of months now, and I've been trying to get them to grow. They're very interesting. I think they could have medicinal benefits.
Have you done any testing on them?
Ooh, they are unpredictable and strong. I wrote about them in the last AST, actually.
I take it out of my bag and ask which article.
I sent you guys the articles in
Yeah.
Slack.
Modeling the connection between plasmic energy stimulation, evolved toxicity, and hallucitropic effects on novel species of Rubrum eolunium potassum.
That's it?
Wait, they get you real high?
Do they?
Well, I mean,
Do they cause blue spots?
As I said, they're very unpredictable. I think maybe he takes a tiny little pipette and he says, "Don't tell anyone I did this." He takes a tiny pipette and he just takes a little bit off the side and he hands it to you, Slock.
Slock takes it.
All right, roll me a d6.
3.
You have an incredible brainwave, finally realizing the true answer to life, the universe, and everything, but it fades from your brain before you can articulate. Something about being nice to people seems like it wouldn't catch on.
Dear God.
Now try it again, and he hands you another pipette. Now roll me another d6.
4.
Your skin turns hot pink, then bright orange, then a series of blue polka dots appear all over your body, and then they fade.
that's the thing.
Boys, I gotta tell you, after I saw the spots, I thought it was the end for Culpability Brown, but...
You know those mushrooms only make you look like Culpability Brown. They don't make you actually Culpability Brown. Have you been having the other mushrooms in here? I don't recommend it.
There was some kind of breach in Greenhouse 4.
Oh, yes, it is sporing season.
And I'm starting to feel like I was always Culpability Brown.
Deep down inside.
I don't think I'm going to give you any more samples, but as you can see, this stuff is not okay. This stuff is I mean, it's super interesting, but, it's just, I don't know what this does. It's completely unpredictable. It's incredibly strong. So it's not ready for prime time.
Have there been any sort of, reports or indications that this has made its way into the general public?
I hope not.
What are you calling it?
I don't have a name for it. I call it novel species of rubidibidibidibida.
Right.
It is of immense scientific interest, but to the people here at the Institute know that this is extremely dangerous and psychedelic and should only be taken in small doses.
Does anybody have permission to leave with this stuff off the university grounds?
Well, only the people who work at the Institute and the sort of related things, the annals and stuff like that.
Anybody involved with the excavation of the bog, perhaps?
Definitely not.
How long did the effects... Are you familiar with the effects of this persisting post-mortem?
Well, as a responsible scientist, I don't typically test things by eating them until I know that they're safe to eat and enjoy. Actually, everybody make me a perception check about Dr. Plax.
11.
16.
16?
21?
16.
21, 16? Seems like a pretty normal scientist to you guys. You're getting a vibe that maybe since Dr. Plax has taken over, the bracket reformed might be dropping from this Mycological Institute. The study of psychedelics seems to be back on the menu, boys, and he's trying to hide his enthusiasm for it, but he's doing a generally pretty good job. We just need to study it. We obviously need to breed it with something that's not psychotropic to get it down to like an ingestible level and stuff like that. Like, this is not ready for prime time, but it's, yeah. And I don't know if it ever could be ready for prime time, because the only way to get them to mature is this intense magical energy field. It's outside the bog. It would be almost impossible to replicate.
Do you know what is causing the intense magical energy field in the bog?
No, and that's why I think that the whole stupid project is a terrible idea, because they're going to cut it all down. We don't even know why it's like that. It's a huge wealth of biodiversity.
Do you think that this is the interaction of the magical field with a local species of mushroom, or is this species of mushroom from elsewhere?
I don't know. I have not been studying the bog for very long. I started studying it after I came here to take this post. And as far as I can tell, I have never seen this species of mushroom before. But that just doesn't mean that it's just not novel to the bog, and we've just discovered it, and it kind of got bred with a zoom cap somehow because they grow around here. And that maybe if we did further bog studies, we'd find out whatever the other half of this thing is. God forbid a student got their hand on that.
Yeah, they might find something out.
Is there anybody student-wise who works on this that is on the swamp ball team?
I mean, none of my grad students are on the swamp ball team, but I think one of the one of the editorial assistant for the AST is on the swamp ball team.
Zossel. What does he have any role here besides working on the AST?
Well, he's a graduate student and does that, and he writes the record reviews for the AST, so he's doing studies. I'm not a supervisor, so I don't really know what he's doing.
I just I try to remember what Zossel was doing during the murder. He said he was they were all hungover, right? They said they were coming down from yeah.
Sounds like Zossel.
Yeah.
I don't think he's a murderer.
Oh, like this is just like internally.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We never brought up. We thought he was.
No, that was. I thought that he was saying out loud. If you say out loud, you think Zossel's involved, and Plax is going to be like, Zossel is, from what I know of him, he doesn't seem like the murdering type. He seems like the double drum type.
Is Zossel like a shorts in winter kind of drummer, or is he more of like a flat cap, check shirt kind of drummer?
I don't know how to interpret that question.
Oh, okay. Does he look like the noise artist who, if you're in the pit, you're going to die?
Oh.
Or does he look like Gene Hoglan?
He looks like the
Or
kind.
not Gene Hoglan.
He looks like the kind of kid who plays hacky sack.
Okay.
Shorts in winter.
Shorts in winter.
All right.
Is there anything else you could tell us that we might be missing about this mushroom?
No. I mean, you could read my journal article. It's just, profiles and stuff like that, the toxicity and everything.
It's good to know. This mushroom's dangerous. Might not be from around here and requires immense magical energy to keep going.
I'm not particularly concerned about it getting out, because unless you consumed it immediately, it doesn't sustain itself outside of a magical field. Like once you get it out of a magical field, the caps deflate and it doesn't glow anymore, and it doesn't have any kind of it just
immediately
has
or
very quickly. It sort of fades over the course of a couple of hours.
At what rate are we talking about?
He's going to say it's got he's going to say you can get maybe an hour to do something with it before it's completely rendered
inert.
inert.
You would be able to pick it and move it a short distance.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But you wouldn't have to take it on site.
how far does the magical field around the bog extend beyond the bog?
Oh, it's confined completely to the bog.
Oh, like it's hard stops at the fence.
Some of it goes under the after sausage property as well.
That is a very important piece of information.
Is it?
No, I used to be Boros.
Oh,
but, yeah. But stupid. It is.
The count is at 1.
Yeah. In fact, it's very important to the case that we're working on. That might be one of the biggest breakthroughs we've had in a little bit. Thank you very much.
Oh, we are welcome.
Doctor, have you done tests on what the mushroom looks like after it's been out of the field for too long? Does it deteriorate to a specific consistency or build?
Just looks like an inferior zoom cap.
Is, any chance that like if it's left the field and it comes back to the field, does it revive itself?
No.
Damn.
It can only be sustained with the magical field. It's extremely unstable.
I was gonna see if you put your mushrooms under the thing.
I mean, I could grow some new ones at the factory. No one's going to notice me.
Good to know.
I mean, Enor, how's your magic theory? If we go back to the bog, can you figure out what is generating the field and where it's coming from and what it is?
Should be able to pull some of that information out.
And maybe we need to take a look underneath the sausage factory.
Dungeon episode.
Find out where
Let's
the sausage is made.
I think we've gotten most of the information that we need. This has been very helpful.
Yes. Thank you very much, Dr. Plax. Is there a quicker route back to the entrance rather than going back through the 6 layers of hell?
Oh yeah, come with me, and he'll just take you out the back door.
Wouldn't we have gone that way to begin with?
But all those people work so hard.
So did I.
We should have took the map.
All right. Well, that was very helpful. Thanks, Dr. Plax. You have an appointment with Gorev Bruna.
Did we get...
We also have to see Dr. Midnight at the archive, and then...
We should eat.
Yeah. I'm extremely thirsty.
Maybe we grab some lunch first at the cafe before we head over.
Did we go through any decontamination process when leaving?
No.
Okay. I'm just checking. I say, chaps.
You get one more before your face goes back to your own.
How about we get ourselves a nice cup of tea, and maybe we can grab, like a Danish or
Do we see his
croissant?
face like slowly morph back in? Oh my god. Nightmares.
What
I
happened?
haven't paid 45 gold for a spinach wrap in Scientific University.
So do you have a favorite, do you have a place you like to go?
Yeah, the, what did I decide it was called? Yeah, the Grand Arbiter Diogenes II School of Interguild Affairs.
That's the cafe?
No, that's...
Oh, that's where it is. It's
Yeah,
the interview.
the-
Okay.
yeah, that's the, that was where Avenir did his graduate work.
Oh, lovely.
That's the institute inside the university.
So there's a little cafe that you have fond memories of?
Yeah.
Wonderful.
What's it called?
The bar.
The bar. All right.
Very good.
So you go there and you discover with great horror that the bar is part of the newly expanding Mind Grind chain of cafes.
Extremely loud swear word.
They've taken it over, removed everything that you found charming, and put in more of that furniture that's designed to minimize unpaid loitering. They do, however, have a nice menu, and they have some sandwiches and lunch and stuff, and you can eat.
I'll have the lemon poppy seed cake and a 16-ounce drip coffee, please.
They serve that to you. Do you want anything? Are you full on mushrooms?
Can I get an ice water?
Yeah.
Or actually, no, he doesn't get the lemon poppy seed cake. Avenir gets plain yogurt.
Plain yogurt. All right, plain yogurt, nice water. Boy, you guys look like you've had a rough morning, says the barista.
Mycology studies.
Oh, yeah, I heard their finals are super intense.
I'm a different man than I was this morning.
Yeah, you leave that program changed. All right, what do you want?
Oh, what? Go for it.
Yeah, whatever the equivalent of a salmon on a lox bagel is.
All right, we've got salmon on a lox bagel.
Wow.
Spot on.
That's extremely specific.
Yeah, that's great.
Every civilization in the multiverse develops a dish called salmon on a lox bagel. Lox on a salmon.
Wait, we can't call it a lox bagel on Ravnica, right?
Yeah.
That's not fish.
That's a
Philip?
It's a loxodon bagel.
no. It's all vegan fish anyhow. Don't worry. All right, what do you want?
Oh boy. Well, could I get a iced caramel latte? And to consume, do you have I forget what they call them here. There's like a small little islandy area where I'm from in Ravnica, and it's like just above the capital. They're they're like square, and they have like a little white stuff in the middle,
and,
coconut and
Yeah,
chocolate on top.
and
Yeah. I make an
coconut.
appropriate. That's like a 4th district bar.
Great.
There you go.
Oh, thank you. Oh. And a pop cup.
Bloop.
Let's go.
All right.
This used to be where we would go for like a pitcher. And now I could be anywhere else on this plane.
But you're here with us.
How do we know that?
I feel like we've bonded closer over this mushroom ordeal.
I realize that today I've spent thousands of years as an inanimate object, and that has given me perspective to realize that before I was born, I was an inanimate object, possibly millions of them, and that after I die, I will go back to that.
You do well in prison.
I don't know if that's true.
Well,
Oof, well,
various definitions of well. What are we talking about with Bruno, by the way?
Satisfying answers to outstanding questions.
That's all I ever want from a conversation.
I understand why you don't talk to me very much,
Oh no, your answers are very satisfying, if not always correct.
You know what? I'll take it.
Well, Bruna is the person who had the most to gain from Spuzzbomb's death.
True.
So we kind of have to approach any conversation we have from that perspective, and that he knows that we will be doing that. He's also the person who has probably the most leverage over at least Slock and I's immediate superior.
yeah.
So if we make him uncomfortable or feel threatened, he might not be completely powerless to do something about it.
Yeah.
You might want to handle the
Oh, good.
front of the... well, now, hold on just a moment. What do you mean by that?
I was about to be ready to agree with you when we said we should murder him now.
Oh. Plan B.
We'll keep it in the pocket.
Yeah. Well, maybe C.
We'll keep it in the deep
In
pockets.
the deep, we'll put it in his pants.
Let's tuck that away where the sun don't shine.
Yeah. Well, you be good cop, and we'll be cops.
Okay. If I've known people in Bruna's position at all, he is going to try to guide the conversation. It won't be what he says that we need to pay attention to. It's what he's trying to direct the conversation away from.
That's a good point.
We have to ask the questions that he doesn't want us to even consider asking.
You up on mind ready juice?
I can read minds, but I don't think I can. I can do that.
Great. Well,
We can also say this counts as a short rest.
Oh
Okay.
no, I'm full up on spells.
Okay.
then let's do this.
All right.
Okay. Cue some box text, which I guess plays as you're on the subway. Sort of a loading
Oh, it's
screen.
the loading screen.
Nice.
Yeah.
Press C to crouch behind chest-high walls.
Why do I think that, with like a loading screen where they have like a little image of something that's like moving back and forth and like now loading is in front of it? It's all of us on a trolley cart and Avenir running like after it. It's all silhouettes, and then it's Avenir running, and that's the bar,
loading
right?
bar?
When it
Yeah.
catches, that's the end of it.
Just referring to Darjeeling Limited.
Yeah.
Yeah. Power Man is playing.
If anybody does want to turn this into a video game, let me know. I've got notes. All right. Here the loading screen. A popular joke in the 6th District goes as follow. What's big and gray and likes to throw its weight around? The Chamber of Commerce. Multiversal differences of opinion aside, Ravnikans generally at least have a competent sense of humor. So this joke is popular not because it is funny, because it is clearly not, but because it's generally considered to be true enough to elicit a knowing chuckle. This is because even though the guilds are technically responsible for Ravnica's banking, law enforcement, civic planning, medical services, religious offerings, construction, deconstruction, light entertainment, journalism, and food production, they consider themselves mostly responsible to their own agendas. For almost every other living thing in Ravnica and the 6th District, the things that they enjoy, sports, restaurants, and earning a living without having to dedicate your whole life to a guild, some of whom are really intense, there is the Chamber of Commerce. Formed over 1,000 years ago in the face of absolute indifference from the 10th District, the 6th District Association of Legitimate Business Interests rapidly became one of the most powerful political blocs in the region, and its strength only grew after its founding membership of swindlers, charlatans, and mountebanks was expelled. Nowadays, the Chamber of Commerce, in exchange for modest monthly dues, organizes a street cleaning and civic beautification network, promotes local businesses and attractions, runs a network of tourism information booths, lobbies the guilds on behalf of its membership for improvements in municipal works, and above all, ensures that those who pay their dues are unbothered, critically in both the legal and extra-legal senses. Although the Chamber maintains no official security force, as doing so would interfere with the jurisdiction of the Boros and the Azorius, it's also well understood that if you attempt to pull any nonsense with them, the best outcome you can hope for is a free demonstration from some large lads who work down at the local power-smashing club before they then sick the real cops on you. In recent years, relations between the Golgari Swarm and the Chamber of Commerce were at an all-time nadir, largely due to the partial completion and then rapid dismantlement of the proposed Zone Knot 2 Research Sanitarium and Aquatic Fun Park. However, the two groups are now on much better footing ever since Gorev Bruna, the president of the Chamber of Commerce, now elected 4 terms running, has selected advisor Tizia of the Golgari Swarm to be his new vice president. And since that, the two have been working together in lockstep with a united purpose to rehab the image of the Golgari, with varying degrees of focus on how that goal translates into making money. Currently, it is a cold, gray spring day, and the headquarters of the Chamber of Commerce loom large above you, a massive square facade of ungilded gray concrete, a brutalist edifice designed to project an image of strength, order, and reassurance that no membership money was spent on frivolous architectural details. Think your classic brutalist government building.
They don't deserve it. Enor makes a point to conspicuously spit at the threshold outside of the entrance.
All right, good to know. All right, so Slock, you know your way around the Chamber of Commerce building because you work here.
Yeah.
But just to refresh everyone's memory, there is on the first floor there's a cafeteria, a reception desk where they typically check visitors in, but you would not need to do that. Although you may say hi to the receptionist and tell me all about them if you'd like. There's a local artisan gift shop as well.
The receptionist is named Pram.
Okay.
We kind of had this weird, work, husband and wife kind of relationship. Yeah. She's currently dating. I'm not interested, but she's currently dating this guy named Proy, who is. I'm gonna love with you. I never watched this show, so this is the only information I have. Who's a big jerk, and she complains about Proy a lot. And Help me, dude. Help me. Somebody here has got to have watched the show, right?
Pram and Proy.
Is that?
Yeah, Pram and Proy. And
Yeah.
of course, there's the. I mean, the thing is the.
Oh my God.
He's trying to make
Yeah,
an office
the extra
reference.
planar version is much better, but a lot of people.
I missed those ones. Yes.
Anyhow, so if you know her, she's going to say, Slock, I haven't seen you for a couple days. Where have you been?
Oh, doing work out the office, detective stuff.
Oh, cool. What are you investigating that wild murder?
I'd tell you, but then I'd have to throw the book at you. I just kidding.
You can throw the book at me anytime, Slock.
Oh, stop. I mean, okay.
We did get a bunch of new books down in the gift shop.
Oh, what kind of books?
Oh, she has you should just go look at them. They're cool, but I can read you what they are if you'd like.
That's fine. We can go take a look
Yeah.
if we have time. But we do have a meeting to actually get to.
Oh, who are you meeting with?
Bruna.
Oh, good luck. He's in such a bad mood.
Oh, why's that?
Well, because the stadium is now in limbo, and everybody thought, well, now that guy's unfortunately died, R.I.P., no ill will to him, that maybe things would get moved along. But it appears even Bruna can't make that happen. So he's kind of, he's mad in the way that Bruna's mad. So you can't tell he doesn't act mad. But I know because I've seen him for so many years. So be aware.
So he's a little upset right now.
He's not a man who's not used to getting his way.
Yep. Ain't that the truth? Me and my detective pals here.
Yeah, Knock kind of comes over and goes, "Hey, Slock, in case you need to, I know that your pants are full of soggy mushrooms. There's some receptacles over there if you need to get rid of them."
Let's get a load of this guy, huh?
Oh, no, we're talking about the mushrooms that you've lined your pants with.
Hey, this is Nog, regular jokester. It's just...
Hi, how you doing?
Nice to meet you. I'm Pram. I work reception desk here at the Chamber of Commerce.
Oh, yeah, I was just making it. You got a great place here. I've been really enjoying my time with Slock, and I wanted to make sure that he
and
knew.
nobody has soggy mushrooms in their pants.
No. You remember it was just after you were rolling around in the compost.
It's funny perspective. It's kind of an optical illusion, and works hard on everybody.
Wow, seems like you've had a real day.
It's been a heck of a day, been a heck. And actually, we should get going.
Oh, okay. Well, it was nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you. Have a nice day. Welcome to the Chamber of Commerce. It sort of echoes of the concrete halls.
I assume dogs are allowed in this very official building.
I mean,
a
not
service
typically,
dog.
but yeah, Valencia has her badge, so
She has a job.
she's a dog. Yeah, dogs with jobs can go anywhere.
Do they have a tiny model of the stadium?
You can look around in the gift
Like
shop.
a stadium for crawls?
No, like on display.
The proposed stadium.
Yeah.
They have a map.
Oh. I look at the map
How-
and I try to mentally superimpose on the stadium map where the wall is and where the magical field is.
So the wall to the after sausage warehouse.
Well, where the after sausage warehouse is actually another one, but the wall that the water was coming through.
Oh, the wall with the water's coming through just seems to be sort of middle top of the stadium.
Okay.
And the after sausage warehouse is where a bunch of stands would be.
Okay. And then the field, where the magical field that Dr. Plax described to us.
Dr. Plack said the whole bog was super magical.
Okay.
And he said, so it would be where this is going to be. And you can see that it's got these sort of elegant, swoopy concrete designs and stuff like that. And it looks like the design is meant to evoke Niv Mizzet. Because it's technically sort of his restoration fund paying for it.
Right.
And
Okay.
a vanity project has never gone over poorly with Niv Mizzet.
True. Yeah,
So-
he's very flatterable.
Yep.
Most dragons are.
But I basically am trying to figure out do they know where these features are? Did they design it in such a way that okay, no.
I think that it looks like they've taken, if you had to look at like the sort of the renderings and what you know from the maps, it looks like they've tried to do one of those things where they're trying to maximize the available build space that they have. And they've built out to the very edges of where they think they can get away with, and they have left that little pathetic strip as like a nod to the area's original greenery. The design seems to maximize profit over anything else. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry, I interrupted her.
Oh, no, I said you can look around in the gift shop, but there are no models of the stadium, but you could buy like a postcard that has a rendering of the stadium, and it's that same rendering that, you know, the swoopy concrete. It doesn't like show a map of the area, sort of the Niv Mizzety kind of like spikes that are coming off the center of it.
Right.
They, you know, there's also some books, one of which looks like, has a picture of what Slock used to look like. It's a thick volume called Culpability Brown, Misunderstood Eccentric, Dangerous Lunatic, or Both. His 16 Most Ambitious Designs.
I'm cool to go find Bruna.
Yeah.
We can maybe go to the gift shop on the way out.
You could. Absolutely. It will be there with lots of things. All right, so you skip everything in all of the offices, and you go up to the top floor where the executive offices and meeting rooms are. This is, you know, there's some empty rooms. There's Tizia's office, and if you went in there, you'd see a little anteroom where Slock, his desk is, and you'd see Tizia's office, which is a standard office, but she sort of decorated it more Golgari style, so she's got some nice lamps in there now, and the lighting is dim.
You got your own office?
It's more of like a corner of somebody else's office, but I got that is my space.
That's impressive.
Thank you.
I have like a WeWork kind of situation. I share it with several people, or rent it by the hour.
Well, I mean, honestly, we is a good way of describing the kind of desk that I have. It's very small. It feels like sitting in a desk that you would have sat in elementary school, but as an adult. Yeah.
Those are worth hundreds of dollars.
Really?
I mean, you can probably find them on used Victoria, but yeah. Or used 6th District.
Good save.
Yeah.
All sorts of people like getting desks from elementary schools.
All right. And then Bruna's office.
Surf right past that one.
Moving on to Bruna's office. It is actually 2 offices because his secretary, as a president, his secretary gets their own office before you even go in there. Slock, you would know Bruna's secretary. What's their name? What are they like?
Man, you really get around.
Well, he works here. He would see these people, right?
People like talking to me.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me enter my mind palace to try and remember any other Prarin is the secretary.
Okay, and how do they feel about you? Do you have a good relationship?
Yes. They see me as a relief from having to deal with Bruna
and Tizia.
They're also very understanding of kind of the bossiness that, while Slock doesn't actually hate it, but that could, you could see it as being like, wow, that must suck. Right.
So you two have a rapport.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right. And so when you go in, and Prarin is going to go, what gender is Prarin?
Prarin uses they, them.
They, them. Perfect. I couldn't tell from the name, so I'm asking. So Prarin, they see you and they say, hey, Slock, how's it going?
Pretty, it's been a day. It's been a day. What about you?
Yeah, man. Bruna's not happy. It's been... I know that you've been on the special assignment for like 5 days. Are you any closer to figuring out what the hell happened?
We have made progress.
Oh, that is good to hear.
Yeah. Because Bruna's been kind of not the easiest to work with this past week or so.
I mean, he's a pretty diplomatic guy. He keeps things pretty buttoned down. He's never going to tell you when he's annoyed, but he kind of was like, oh, he died. How convenient. What do you mean there's different problems now? There's he might have... angry face emoji on the interoffice memo, like FFS kind of thing.
Did he have any... We have a meeting with him.
Yeah.
But did he have any other, kind of meetings throughout the week that were pretty, big, like important meetings?
Oh.
Something that stands out?
Oh, it's Bruna. His calendar's like constantly booked with meetings and stuff like that. Is there anything more specific you're looking for? Like she's got his calendar out.
Like
or they've got her calendar
someone
out
that
flipped
has not come by. Someone that you would have to be real important to get them to actually come around the Chamber of Commerce instead of just sending a thopter, Something that stands out. Maybe a meeting that he may have been particularly sour afterwards.
A meeting that could have been a thopter mail.
Yeah. I mean, Bruna does like to meet in person. It's kind of he likes to grease the palms and to do the chit chats and to, that whole big thing was his idea to get everybody out and like get people talking and like, build bonds and stuff like that and kind of rebuild a little bit of community spirit and stuff. So he's not inclined to send too many thopters. He's kind of an old-fashioned guy. He's older, right? Mm-hmm. Those old people haven't really taken to the thopter technology the same way we have.
Oh, don't I know it? I feel like thopters changed, not my life, but, other people's lives, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, Tizia never sends thopters either. It's always couriers and messages.
Yeah, she sends me.
Well, at least you get to leave.
That's true.
Well, I mean, do you want to ask if anybody specific came by?
Do we have a list of anybody specific we want to know that Bruno's at a meeting with?
Has he seen anyone from the syndicate?
Has he talked to anybody from the syndicate?
Or Zav Syndicate?
Any twinks?
No. No, I would know if we had twinks here.
Amen to that.
Hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, no, nobody.
Pumpkin pie, hoorah.
Nobody from the syndicate. Anybody else you want to ask about? Well, you have what you've defined as a sympathetic ear and access to a planet that Bruna certainly wouldn't let you look through in his office.
Anyone who...
Sorry, do you want to mutter that under your voice again?
Oh, it's something that building settles funny when it rains.
Oh.
Anyone not from a guild? Anyone not from a
What about the
recognizable?
kids?
No. Oh. Anyone from a not recognizable organization? Sorry, that was
Yeah.
No.
No. Yeah. I think you're right. Yeah.
Non-gilded, not gilded. Let's see. Local power smashing syndicate. They're not technically gilded. The cover for the Masaaki theater troupe was here, and that is obviously not going to show up as gilded. They're going to do a big show when they're coming back from the 5th District. Ooh. That's going to be cool. We should get tickets, Lonk. Apparently they've got new songs. But that shows up as Transylvanian Expo. Let's see.
Any of the Spuzz Bombs by chance?
Oh, yeah.
Either of the Spuzz Bombs?
Yeah. Proclea Spuzz Bomb was here.
That's what I was wondering, yeah.
When about she come around?
Let's see. She was here. She was here a few days before that big plaza thing, and then she was there the week before that, and the week before that, and the week before that. Yeah, wow, she's been here 3 times in the past 3 weeks.
What about the older Spuzz Bomb, Herosium? Did he come by at all?
No.
So he never comes by.
No, I sent him a letter inviting him, and he sent me back. Well, I kept it. It just says "up yours."
Wait, so at every, just to be clear, he's never really had any actual contact or interest with the group, with Bruno.
Well, we've sent him lots of letters. We've tried to get him to come out, and he's always told us to pound sand.
But there's never been any sort of feedback from him. Just always up yours and no.
Yeah. Or show me. Wait. I got a collection. I got to look at that. The first one said up yours. The second one said never in a million years. The third one said don't insult me with such paltry figures. The fourth one says your mother was a hamster and your father smelled of elderberries, and I don't know what that means. The fifth one just is like a rude gesture. Does anybody know what this means?
Oh, I mean,
I've seen that once. It's not clean.
Ah.
I eat those.
Isn't that your former employers?
the Boris Legion.
Oh. Sorry, I thought.
No, it's like a rude hand sign.
I thought it was an eggplant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Huh.
A lab.
That is that's a very interesting piece of information. We had been told sort of otherwise.
Oh.
Good to know. Well,
Can you do me a favor?
Absolutely. Anything for you, Slock.
After we're done talking to Bruna,
Yeah.
can you let me know if Bruna talks to anybody else today?
Oh, I mean, he's got further appointments today.
But something outside of the appointment.
Okay, so
like
you
if
don't-
anybody drops by.
So you don't care about the Combat Gardeners Widows Association.
Not at this moment in time, but at a
relate
later
to the
date.
case. Yeah.
Okay, well, no news has come out about this. Like, the papers are trying to report on it, but the Azorius and are keeping a tight, they're not letting any news come out.
Anyone weird?
No?
Okay.
The normal business people? Nobody that would get security called in or anything.
Okay. Like, not anyone hostile, but like anyone.
Anyone bringing their own security?
Maybe some of the more powerful businessmen, but that's not out of the ordinary that they would have an entourage.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
Thank you, Prarin.
Yeah, no worries. All right, well, have fun talking to Bruna.
Yep.
We will talk to Bruna.
All right, you get to Bruna's office. This is, of course, the biggest office in the Chamber of Commerce building because it is, of course, the office of the president. It is inexplicably T-shaped, and I think probably for hostile architecture reasons, that makes you walk down this long corridor before you reach him. It is a clean and tidy office with everything filed away neatly. A wide, flat weave tan carpet runs down the center of the room, and the floor underneath that is polished concrete. The shelves are minimalist dark wood that are filled neatly with reference books and sort of various ceremonial items of the Chamber of Commerce. Some of them are, Bruna's personally, and some of them are like historic items that the president has had. Right? Does that make sense?
Yep.
yeah.
So you walk down this sort of like almost like library/archive of Chamber of Commerce stuff. And then you get to sort of Bruna's personal section of the opposite, which is the other part of the T. And on the left side of that T, there is a meeting area with like a low table and some like chairs set around. There's 5 chairs set around, so you can have more informal meetings. And then on the right side, there's Bruna's desk, which has like just a couple of chairs in front of it and stuff like that. And then the whole back wall is big windows, and that overlooks a sweeping view of the 6th district. And if you look out the window, even though it's kind of gray and drizzly and not that beautiful of a day, you can almost see the bog from here, or what you can see is the absence of what should be a skyline. The walls are lined with pictures, old, new, all sorts of memorabilia for him and meeting with various business people of a huge variety of ages. There's certificates and awards on the walls. Would anybody like to make a perception check and like looking around the office?
Yeah, I've already got the vibe. Guy sucks.
14.
22.
22.
21?
21?
6.
All right. Yeah, Bruna's office is fancy. He's got a nice office. It's all very like 1960s kind of brutalism in here. Maybe maybe early 1970s brutalism.
Well, yeah, like the thing where you have to walk down the hallway to meet him, and your entire trip there, you're surrounded by like icons of authority and legitimacy. It's like you're one of these people.
You also notice that. All right, there are who got the it was 22 and 21.
Yes.
Yes.
There are many pictures of him. He's meeting with guild members, him and the current Chamber of Commerce executive, which is kind of like an elected thing above the whole Chamber of Commerce thing is you join the Chamber of Commerce and then you get to vote in the elections, but the whole business group, which is open to anybody who wants to pay, does not lead things. They elect an inner circle, which then elects a president. So just think about what you've had to do to get elected 4 times in a group like that. He has a degree in economics from Kapitsa Dirac University, issued 10,043. There's a framed, and then you two notice there's a framed shot of him and several other people laughing and having lunch at a restaurant, and it is old and it is faded. And on a 21, you are going to recognize one of these people as a younger Obort Zunak.
Wiener Hut Jr.
And then you also notice, because you rolled very well, there is an old and faded framed photograph of a much younger Bruna. Younger Bruna, as opposed to thin and wiry, is effortlessly muscular. And he's sitting around a campfire with a group of students and one older man who is holding some sort of artifact and smoking a pipe. And everyone is smiling and waving. And the tiny caption at the bottom says, commemorating Dr. Probnos's Expedition 42. And Bruna is there. And there's somebody who looks kind of like a young Obort Zunak, if Obort Zunak ever had long hair.
Dr. Probnost?
Dr. Probnos.
Prognos.
Probnos.
NOS. 42?
42. Expedition 42. You,
Is that number 42 or
Year?
yeah,
it looks like
apostrophe
apostrophe 42.
Okay, thank you.
The desk is very tidy. It has a day planner that is closed, and there is a paperweight on top of it. He has some very nice pens, a notepad that bears no impressions of previous notes having been taken on the top of it, and an apple. And he greets you, and he says, hello! I am so excited to hear about how your investigation is going.
Is he lying?
No, he wants to know.
Okay. Oh, well, Mr. Bruno, we hope not to take up too much of your time today. But yes, the investigation is moving along, and we just need to speak with you briefly as a matter of form.
Oh, wonderful. There, you know what? There's a lot of you. There's not enough chairs around our desk. Come, we'll go to the sitting area, please. And gestures you over there and says, would you like water? Anything?
No, thank you.
I'll stand.
Suit yourself. And you sit around the sort of semicircle or stand beside the semicircle of seats around a low table. And the low table has newspapers on it. Would you like to try and read the newspapers?
Sure,
just
I'll
glance
just
at them?
glance at the titles.
All right, this is the first one. This is a thick one. This is a copy of the 10th District Times. And at the top headline is, Murder Spree Continues, Even Agency Stumped. Then there's a copy of the 6th District Times Picayune. Kapitsa Dirac Swamp Ball Team Released Without Charge. Smaller headline, Agency Searches Entire Kapitsa Dirac Class. Investigation Still Centered on Campus by Franka Dobreck. And underneath that, Vacation Planner Quarterly, the official magazine of the Ungilded Ravnican Tourism Information Society. And there's a small article that highlights that the Cardinian Mountains are an ideal place for the elderly and infirm to visit. I'm so glad you could join me. Please have a seat, get comfortable. What's happening?
Well, we were just hoping that you would be able to clarify some things that we've been told by other people in the course of our investigation, and maybe lend some clarity to some of the things that we have found in the course of our investigation.
I would love nothing more. What's your first question?
Well, could you tell us a bit about the why this location for the stadium? Why the bog in particular?
Because the bog has never been built on. The bog is empty land. The bog is not doing anything. It's a perfect location. It's close to the Istria line. It's been historically underdeveloped. I think technology's advanced quite a bit in the past couple thousand years. I think we have another chance of doing it. It would cost an awful lot more to just buy out other people and all of that stuff. The chances are it would be taken up for years. We'd miss our funding window for the reconstruction fund. We can start going right away. We already are.
And if you are not able to secure the after sausage plant, is there a plan B for what to do? Is there a contingency for that?
Well, it has been pitched that we could simply move the stadium and make it smaller and lose the casino and hotel. But I think that the membership of the Chamber of Commerce, and you have to remember, the Chamber of Commerce is putting up 25% of the fund. How are we going to see a return on our investment if there are no hotels in the area, if there's nothing for people to do outside of watching the game, if there's no services or restaurants where people go after enjoying? It doesn't make sense to build a stadium in the middle of nowhere and put no amenities around it.
No, that makes a lot of sense.
We did have very good engineers from within and outside the 6th District draw up these plans. I have been trying to get the bog to be something for years.
Are you concerned at all about all the earthquakes that are occurring?
I have been told that that's just simply something that's happened due to the dehydration process. Monix has told me that he's on it, and I have no reason to doubt somebody who works at Prism University.
Again, that's very reasonable.
Not concerned. Got it.
They'll work it out.
And if they don't?
I believe that they will work it out.
How would you describe your relationship with Herobian?
I wouldn't say we have one. I've extended the olive branch many times, and it has been, rejected, we'll say.
Certainly, though, as a local entrepreneur, he would have been at least a member of the Chamber of Commerce.
No, yes, he was a member of the Chamber of Commerce.
Mm-hmm. So did you have a relationship with him in that capacity?
Nothing really outside of it. He was never a member of the governing body of the Chamber of Commerce. He had a reputation as having a difficult personality, and would probably not have, even if he was interested, would not have been able to garner the support from the larger Chamber of Commerce membership to support him being on the board.
But did the Chamber ever do anything to promote After Sausage? Certainly as a, again, as a local institution, you could have drawn on your resources to improve his business.
Oh, absolutely. I would say before the sausage laws were passed that we didn't need to spend any money improving his business. It was a profitable business. We prefer to spend chamber money sort of, rather than singling out one person for benefit, which can look political and awkward. We prefer to spend chamber money sort of elevating as a whole. So we don't advertise someone's business. We build a tourism information booth where anyone can put their advertisements and stuff down, and that information is then available to other people. And we don't, make the street outside of one shop look good. We clean all the streets, and we fund planter boxes and benches, so it's a nice place to come down and people visit all of the shops. We at the Chamber of Commerce believe that a rising tide lifts all boats.
I couldn't help but notice that you have photographs of you with Obort Sunak.
Yes.
I have to ask. I was one of his direct reports.
I'm aware.
Were you friends?
We were business acquaintances.
I mean, it looks like you go way back. There's a photo of him with quite long hair.
Oh, that old photo. I had forgotten about that. Mm-hmm. Yes, we went to university. Not in the same program, but we went to university at the same time.
Oh, wow. Oh. You studied economics.
Yes.
I understand that's quite mathematically intensive.
Not to the, sort of the theoretical, physical, sort of like the Monix shot level of mathematics is far beyond me. Supply, demand, marketing, that kind of thing is more my area of expertise.
Buzzwords.
Bringing prosperity to the 6th District. I was born here in the 6th District, I grew up here. And, I could have gone away to university. I did have a scholarship to go to a university in the 2nd District, but I thought, I'm going to stay here in the 6th because, the 6th gets a lot of flack for being a backwater, for having nothing to do, for being kind of, boggy and not very nice. And I don't think that's a fairly earned reputation. Do you?
Oh, no. I enjoy living here.
And you know what? More and more people from Ravnica are enjoying living here. And I think this is why I want to get the stadium built, because, as we all know, Ravnica's been through quite a bit recently. And I just think something that could bring people together, and especially a sport like Swamp Ball that so many people enjoy, but is really much more popular in the 6th district than a lot of other places. I think this could be something that would bring people to the 6th district, and hopefully, I think you would agree, to a place to stay while they're there, and restaurants to eat at, and things for the kids to do, because there's mini golf and stuff like that. And then they don't just come in for a game, they stay for a couple of days, and they enjoy everything that we have to offer here.
Out of curiosity, when was the last time you would say that you really interacted with Mrs. Spazbot?
I can't say that I have interacted with Mr. Spazabom. We've sent him many letters of increasing offers of levels of reasonableness, and he rejected them all, saying that he was waiting for more money, and kept saying, well, that's a little closer, but try again.
From my understanding, there wasn't a number increase. It was a series of no's.
Yes, and we would send him an offer, and he would say, no, more.
Oh, it's different than what I've been told.
Oh, well, I can tell you from my experience that we have offered a lot of money and that he has turned it down. And sometimes it was, no, I want more money. And other times it was just a crudely drawn, a symbol on a piece of paper that was sent back, with the 3 fingers going sideways.
So you believe then that he was looking to sell the place for the right amount?
I think that was his intention, yes, to rake us over the coals for as much money as possible. And I can't necessarily blame him, given the complete and almost complete and total collapse of his business. I suppose there's still, some side business going on and stuff like that, But one would have hoped that he would have seen that it was for the greater good to, bring up the 6th district and Ravnican society as a whole to get the stadium built.
Do you have any... do you have a paper trail of those correspondences?
Absolutely. And
Great.
You can get it from my secretary.
We'll take those.
Mm-hmm.
What about his daughter?
Oh, Proclea, the only sensible one in the whole family.
You been talking to Proclea a lot?
Yes, I have. She was the only method we had to reach him. After a while, he simply stopped accepting our mail. So we were dealing with Proclea directly to try and, communicate our interest in working with him. Because, as you know, there is sort of we'd like to start working on things. The longer everything happens, the longer everything takes, the more money we're spending. And the more money we spend on the construction, the less money we spend on, finishings for the hotel and things at the stadium. I would like there to be VIP boxes. But at this point, we don't know if that's going to be feasible in the budget.
So what is the holdup now?
Well, the holdup now is that the lawyers tell me that the estate can't be settled at all because something is missing.
What are you looking for?
The deed.
I know that. Who knows that? I don't know that they know that.
Oh, yeah, Bruna knows that.
Okay. Well, now they know.
Guys, you can hear you if whispers.
right.
Out of character, Bruna is aware that the deed is
Yeah.
missing.
Yeah. What has the syndicate told you about the missing deed?
They've simply told me that they don't have it, and they sent their best men, and then they sent some of our men. How was your trip to the syndicate, by the way?
Violent.
Eventful.
But not fruitful.
Well, we got what we were looking for.
Well, you didn't get what I was looking for.
I don't work for you.
You do work for me right now. Enor, make me a perception check.
Ooh, sure. It'll be 13.
13. He's personally annoyed at you when you said that you don't work for me, because technically you kind of do.
Good.
He thinks that you're part of this whole attaché.
Good. He can think what he wants.
Anyhow, do you have anything else that you would like to ask me?
Are you at all concerned that the lack of an omen path in the 6th District will make this entire project irrelevant.
No,
Why not?
because I think that if we have a good enough destination, people will travel to it. The Fondorlium isn't that close to anything. People still travel to that. Mm-hmm. There's a huge parking complex around the Splashorium. People travel to that. We could be a destination. People would come to it if it was worthwhile, if it had an attached casino and a nice hotel and mini golf.
If you build it, they will come.
Exactly.
Slock, shut up. Say it.
Yeah.
Dude, he's my boss. I gotta look at least a little good.
Slock knows what I'm talking about. Thank you, Slock.
Yes, sir.
I can't also help but notice that the resemblance to the Living Guild Pact is getting more pronounced.
Well, we are using an awful lot of his money to build this stadium. And have you ever met with the Living Guild Pact?
No.
Oh, I have been fortunate enough to be invited to an event where he was there. And he is immense and enjoys flattery.
You like stamps.
Makes two of us.
Well, thank you very much for your time, Mr. Bruno.
Oh, thank you. I look forward to speaking to you again when you have more information for me.
But
Go ahead, do it.
before we leave, just one more thing.
Yes, Slock?
Did you ever play Swamp Ball when you were at Kapitz Dirac?
Absolutely not.
No friends? I mean, that photo on the wall, you look pretty fit.
No. I've never played Swamp Ball in
Never
my
played
life.
Swamp. Never had a fascination with Swamp Ball?
No. I've kicked around a Planesball a few times, obviously. But no, not Swamp Ball.
That's interesting.
Well, we're doing Swamp Ball because, 40% of the people who live in this district are from the Golgari swarm. And you have to admit that perhaps, and I'm not saying this is due to anything that you or Tizia or any of the people who live here have done, that some horrible crimes have been committed by the Golgari swarm in the 10th district, and people don't love you, and maybe that opinion of them might transfer over to our district, which has so many beautiful and wonderful things to offer, and a lot of people who are from the Golgari. So what better way to rehabilitate everyone than make the Golgari look like the wonderful, welcoming, non-profit motivated people that they are, and also bring them for some Swamp Ball and some stuff. Tourism. Rising tide, all that.
I don't think we can get much from this.
No, I think we've accomplished what we needed to do today.
It was lovely meeting with all of you. I very much look forward to tracking your progress. I've been reading along with what Franka Dobrik has been writing about your investigation.
Oh, what does she think? What does she think she's found out about it?
Oh, well, she's very interested with all the work that you keep doing at Kapitz Dirac campus, our premier educational institute here in the 6th district.
Wait. But we just were there.
But you were there the other day when you disrupted
Yeah,
the
right.
entire class.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Which was kind of a big thing.
It's a good idea at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not here to say it wasn't a good idea, but I'm just saying that out of character, that maybe that somebody is related to somebody in the Demir, or maybe there are Demir students on campus who might have passed back a tip to, the reporter who's desperately trying to get any kind of information on one of the biggest stories ever to come out of the 6th district of the untimely death of somebody who's been holding up some famous boondoggle. And she might, be really plumbing the depths to get any information so she has something to write about because her interview with you guys turned out to be a big bust and you wouldn't tell her anything.
Yeah.
Franka has her own objectives.
Yeah. Reasonable.
Yep.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Mr. Bruno. We hope you have a pleasant afternoon.
Thank you. Here's a coupon for 10% off at the chamber cafeteria. Slam.
I let it drop on the ground.
He notices.
Good.
Boy, he hates you.
Okay, that was nothing.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was
I mean-
nothing.
No, we.
The conversation didn't deliver, but
I mean, we saw
Yeah.
a picture.
Yeah,
helpful.
yeah.
The basically that amounted to we saw a picture on the wall.
yeah.
We got to hear a lot of lies. Now we need to discover which lies are important.
He plays Swamp Ball. He played Swamp Ball. There's no way he didn't. Shoulders like that? No way.
Yeah.
You know, there might
He seems
be
more like a Foundry Ball kind of guy.
That sounds like something we could look up in the archives of possibly the student newspaper.
That's what
and
I'm
the
talking
records.
about.
That sounds like a great idea, but I think we're going to have to do that next time on episode 7 of Bylaw and Order. Bye.